Hello?
Hello.
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 How's it going?
Going good.
No.
How are you
Enjoy the
guys?
awkward quiet. Just enjoy the awkward quiet. Just sit here and...
Doing fine.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Why are you guys making it awkward? Fuck.
I mean, the DM said to do it, so.
Mickey, why are you making it awkward?
Us making it awkward? Never.
Mickey
He's really
is
going
not
for
even
it.
answering. What the fuck?
Hakuna Matata. What a
It's
wonderful,
a wonderful
phrase.
word.
Oh, yeah.
What?
That's probably the lyrics.
Is our TM
I
on
don't know.
drugs?
I think so,
Yes.
yeah.
It's been one of them weeks.
Definitely been a week. Do you guys sometimes have weeks, or do you just skip weeks and go straight for months?
Huh?
Fucking wish I could do it.
What's going on?
Yeah, but no, sometimes they just skip the months and take a year, or just lean back and
Yeah, all the time.
Sure, yeah.
yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So Upa went to Norway and then he started scam calling me when he got back.
Yeah, I just went on a secret mission to find out your phone number, so my friends could scam call you.
Good plan.
Yeah. Mhm.
Have you hustled any money yet from her, or?
No.
Mickey aged a few years while
They're
preparing for
pretty
this
bad.
session.
What year is it? I don't. What time? Ah.
It is Tuesday. That's the year. And no, wait, it's Thursday.
Okay, well, I'll see you in 2
both are with
days for
T.
D&D day.
And
Yeah.
Wait, no.
The year 2025. The month June. The week Thursday.
I don't think first day is a week number. Last time I checked, but I'll look
No,
into
no,
that.
it is.
Times changed when the week ate the days, and all that was left was the name of days and the number of the weeks. It ate away the very soul of foundation of civilization. Unable
wow.
to track the weeks with numericals, it
Okay.
crashed the markets, it destroyed societies, and left nothing but terror and trembling civilization in its wake. It made Mad Max poster for
The fuck is
it.
going on?
It was apocalypse.
I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos. You guys tell me when he's done.
Getting possessed.
Wait, what?
I don't know what's going on, but I do want to watch that Netflix show.
Is this the intro to a new campaign that we're playing? Or?
Thank you.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Good
Seems
morning.
like you had to get rid of something.
Yeah, just needed to wake up.
Yeah, good morning.
Is what one week of D&D
Yeah, one
not
week without
D&D
D&D. That's
can do
things
to
go,
a
man.
guy, you know? Alright.
By the way, if you need to hire me for movie trailers, don't try. Terrible idea.
Alright.
All right, can we have the recap?
Thought Oren just gave that. Wasn't that what happened last time? I wasn't here.
No.
That's mind me.
True. He wasn't here.
Okay, so the last time, I believe we started with you guys being at some guy's house, and you guys made like a fork and a spoon or something, and then you had a nice dinner, and then you ate a horse?
No.
I think
That's
you're on the
not-
wrong show there, mate.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, I gotta find my notes real quick. There we go. Yeah. So the last time we started off the session where you guys being in Arkmagistorian's stall, where you have kindly requested, while also handing over a lump sum of money, for him to create artifacts of this newly procured divine blood in your possession. Once the product was completed, you all, except for Valentina, ironically, had found yourself quite new weapons made out of vampiric divine blood. And that's pretty neat, I think. Yeah. And at first there was some confusion about how those weapons worked, because surely they couldn't have all the text on them. But yes, they could in fact have all those options to use. And then you named them. And Oren, can you kind of remind us what you named yours?
What I named my weapon? What a great question. I named it Requiem for the Sacrificed.
Because it was a great combination of your experience combined with the ultimate sacrifice of the Dampiers who had to let go of their life. Granted, involuntarily, they didn't know they were being sacrificed, but that's besides the point. And that has now manifested itself in a bow made out of wood from the splintered world tree, string from the divine blood, and a handle out of demon panther hide. Pretty neat and nifty, I would say. And that bow sure got to show its worth during your first encounter. Alongside with Reginald's newfound rapier, which was a rapier with blood spilled on it. Because, Reginald didn't want to collect any cool items to make a new one or anything. He just wanted.
Yeah.
So what did you name your weapon?
Called A Dance of Embers.
Dance of Embers. Because embers of his name, Ember Vale. And that's how we got to that.
Damn, that's crazy. Mind blown.
That's crazy. Mind blown.
God, you guys are so good at coming up names for your weapons.
Thank you.
Okay, soon we'll put Valentina to the test just to see how crazy
No,
she
I've
is.
already been to the test when you have had me name my horse.
Which you named
Bloodmare.
Blood.
because he's a vampire and it's a horse.
Damn.
So,
I was put on the
damn.
spot.
Mind blown again.
mind blown again. The level of naming. I mean, come on. I named a castle that is towards the east, Eastwatch, and one that is to the north, that overlooks the sea, Northwatch.
Remember.
Very clever. Yeah. But then I recently came to learn that apparently Game of Thrones stole some of my city names. So perhaps I should feel proud about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at the Wall of Ice, there is a city at the coastline named Eastwatch? No, Northwatch. One of the watches.
Definitely something watch.
Yeah. But they should have watched out. Otherwise, they would have seen that. Anyway, that would be spoiler territory. So, where was I? Right, you acquired your newly found weapons, and after some debating back and forth of where to go next, you decide to head back to Eastwatch Garrison, where you decided to get a horse and a wagon. And boy, do I remember that horse interaction. I remember it so well and clear. It is best NPC interaction I have ever conjured up. And you finally decided on a horse name, which was
Buttercup.
Buttercup,
Yay,
a Reginald's own little horse. Ah, yes, and a wagon for Paluna to sleep in. And with that said, you carried eastward in a general direction towards the east. Can't say that word. That direction.
Words are hard. Words are hard.
Words are indeed hard.
Especially
you
when you're
carried
Danish.
in an eastern,
Wow!
and you find a fork and stab her in the leg. Anyway, you got onto the wagon carried by the horse Buttercup in a general eastern direction out of the city towards a familiar area that would presumably be close by in this elemental grounds where rumors are stirred and trouble had occurred. On your traversal, you found a very familiar sight. A very lovely, welcoming sight of a door standing there, unassuming. Surely that wouldn't be any trouble. And as you went through it, you were attacked by a giant scorpion and almost died to the heat before you found a vast oasis of fruit and water, which turned out to be helpful in the long run. After procuring a bit of that, you ventured back out the door and further towards your destination, where you thought, finally we can get a good night's sleep. And during the night, you were assaulted by earth golems. And while Valentina had established a garrison where you guys could hide within, Reginald had grown too old and too tired to hide, went down to the battlefield by himself and bested most of the enemies. Bloodied, but proud of his actions. And I believe that's where we left off. With you guys having just bested the creatures before you of these earthen elemental golem-like entities. Reginald standing there bloodied in the middle of everything, surrounded by corpses of stone and rock, with essences that had left their bodies and ventured towards some destination deeper within the scattered peaks.
Nighttime ambushes. Never gets any better.
Reginald, are you okay?
Yeah. Yes, I'm a bit hurt, but I'm alright.
Alright.
Maybe just go back to sleep and...
Are the corpses of
that's
these things still on the ground?
They're lying there as rubble. So yes, they're still around. They haven't like crumpled and scattered or...
Maybe we should look through this rubble? See if there's anything? Or you...
Sure, you
I
find
think-
some nice rocks. Yeah.
I think the two of you that still have to rest should keep resting, and I'll look over the remains of this battle. It's still my watch after all.
Alright.
Sounds like a plan?
Yes, you just wake me up if anything happens again.
Yeah, will do. I'll stay
Yes,
alert.
just wake me up if you need me to take care of everything again. Just slowly walk back to the camp.
Alright. So who's going to look through the rocks and rubble?
I suppose that'll be me, since I've asked the other two to go back to sleep.
Alright, so you send off the guy with 5 investigations to sleep, while you yourself will look through the rocks and rubble. Go ahead and make the first roll of the session, an investigation check for me. So
You know,
look
having
ar-
a battle and like having to be concerned about keeping an eye out for the rest of the group doesn't really lend itself well to like going like, ooh, I wonder what loot's here.
So you pick up some of the larger rocks and looking at them, and you're like, yeah, throws that away. Pick up another rock. You swear you hear something behind you, but it's probably nothing. And then you look back at the rocks again, and it's still rock. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole lot of rock.
A whole lot of rock. Anything you would like to do for the rest of your watch?
Keep watch.
Over the rocks? Okay, you look at the rock,
mean,
and they don't seem to be
probably-
moving.
Wander around very close by so I can still keep watch properly, but try and get a better feel for the landscape and yeah.
Alright, let's see. The last... yeah, the chat is probably too spammed with combat rolls, so go ahead and give me another perception check.
There you go.
Looking throughout the night, you see the familiar movements in the distance. They're not close enough for you to hear their movement. You just see faint shadows, barely illuminated by the moonlight, traverse over hills or going behind some larger rock croppings. But nothing that seems to be approaching in a threatening manner. And that's about how the rest of your watch goes by.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't recall, had Valentina been up yet, or...
Yeah,
She did
this
the
was
first
second
watch.
watch.
Okay, so this was second watch. Noted.
Yeah.
So, the day begins anew. The sun begins to rise and highlighting the scattered peaks area, small mountain outcroppings, nothing that rises above 50 or 100 meters. Definitely something that resembles that something has carved its way through all these mountains and shattered them into pieces, causing this gravel-like terrain around you. And in that moment, you have all completed a long rest. Luna, how do you wake up your teammates?
When dawn strikes and I think everybody's gotten enough rest, I'll look in and sort of like just bash the tent flap and say, "Alright guys, night's over, sun's back out, let's get moving."
I wake up on my new nice pillow and blanket. Just 5 more minutes.
I mean, it's not like we're in a rush, but who knows when the next bunches of rocks gonna come rolling on by.
Alright. I'm up.
Fantastic. Reginald?
Yes. Coming. Just give me a bit stiff.
Where's Buttercup? I look around for Buttercup.
Buttercup is still standing there, attached to the wagon throughout the whole night, as no one has proclaimed to release them. No, I'm kidding. Buttercup has been just standing near the wagon. There hasn't seemed to be any fear around, so I imagine you just fed him some out of your pocket and kept the horse busy with that. Anything you guys do before you venture out? And I can understand some of you think I might have a little low mic at the moment.
What,
But
mine?
No, mine. But I haven't changed
No,
anything.
you're fine. You're
I
fine on
just
mine.
put you up. It was a bit low for some reason. For me.
Interesting. Well,
All good.
I can't turn it up. It's turned up on
Oh, no,
all
it's
my
fine.
systems. No, it's not
I-
fine. We're
I
fixing
did it.
this right now. We're doing it live. Everybody sit
No.
tight while I fix my fucking shit.
Oh, maybe it's just me, you know, my end.
It was
You know
low
what,
for
that's
me
fair.
as well. But I
Okay.
just
Yeah,
But
just put you up
how?
like
Yeah.
30%, it's fine.
Okay,
Don't worry
let's
about
see. No, it's too late. Now we're doing this live, and you guys have to entertain yourselves.
I'm gonna go over to
says-
Buttercup and cuddle him and like pet him on his neck and be like, "Oh, he's a good little beast." And
Not me.
and just cuddle him. Or her.
Can't just call it a horse.
What?
Well,
It is a horse.
yes, but calling it a beast is a bit much. Don't you think?
Oh.
What else
Well.
would you call it?
You guys being so darn correct.
Did you find anything amongst the rubble?
Not particularly, no.
Not completely unsurprising, it's just a bunch of rocks, isn't it?
A bunch of living rocks? Is that normal?
I mean, it's not the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Have you seen something like that before?
But not like this particularly, no. I've
Okay.
read about it.
Oh.
Well, I guess we're all flying pretty blind here.
Do you think they had something to do with why people haven't been returning?
Yeah, that's a pretty good guess, I would say. They seemed quite
concur.
aggressive. They just started attacking us out of nowhere. So obviously we are much more powerful than your normal person. So yeah, if a group of poor merchants was to be attacked, then they would surely perish.
That makes sense.
All right.
Also a bit suspicious that they attacked at night.
Yes, they weren't sleeping.
Well, why would a rock need to sleep?
Well, isn't that what you meant, Kaduna?
No, just it seems weird that giant are they living? Rocks would wait for night. That's not an accident. Rarely is.
Oh, maybe that's just the time they came upon us. Maybe if we were a bit later, they would have, we would have seen them during the day.
Well, let's keep
You
our
think they're
eyes
smart
open.
enough to deliberately attack at night? They seem to not be intelligent creatures, no? Just beings of pure elemental forces.
Maybe.
Unless they are, led by a more intelligent being that set them upon us at night. That could be, but don't see them doing it by themselves.
You raise good points. I mean, just feels weird. Yeah, there's something off about that whole thing. Can't put my finger on it. Let's stay vigilant, though. I don't
Yes.
think life is going to be as random as we think out here. So, also, do you guys have any idea of how we're going to investigate this whole elemental shadowingery?
Well, now that the
Oh.
sun is out, we should take a look around, see what we find.
And also,
I just sort of look around. Is it just like this giant valley?
It is an near endless landscape of just rock and dust with these small, as shown on the picture, just small spikes of what would have been mountains in the past, but just seems to be remainders of what was the mountain before it was seemingly scattered or shattered or trodden down by whatever moved through here at one point. There is no clear indication of a direct path, but there are small, like 10, 50, 100 meters tall peaks to venture up to get an overview or to walk around, depending on how you want to traverse the land.
How about I try to detect magic in the area and then we kind of walk around to see if we find anything?
I have a better idea. Remember when we were, when I was slaying these big elementals last night?
It's when we were doing
one
that, yes?
Yes. When one would die, this small mote of energy seemed to, leave their bodies and disappear somewhere further in the peaks. How about we go that direction, where those things went?
Oh.
It seems like they were maybe returned to the creator or like some place of origin, something like that,
Something to go on? Yeah.
Can I recall what direction they went?
Make a general intelligence check to see if you can estimate in what direction would have been, depending on the traversal of the energy that didn't exactly fly straight towards, but more like spiraling in some way.
But did all 6 or 7 go somewhat the same direction?
somewhat the same direction, yes.
9.
Okay, let's see if Paluna can
Oh,
save
no.
this. Paluna, as Reginald is pointing in a fairly large arch of where those beams might travel, try and make a survival check for me.
Yo.
So you're looking at the finger in the general direction that Reginald is pointing, and you see two possible options of where creatures might have traversed or stomped the ground down or carved their way through these mountain-like areas. So you estimate you have about a 50-50 of picking a right route, depending on where Reginald is currently pointing.
I use my bow to draw in the sand. Is it sand beneath us? Like dirt, sand, dry earth?
It is sand, and as you scoop a bit to try and draw, you realize it is rock underneath. Just hard rock, as if someone sliced a mountain in half and just left the bottom of the mountain here, and all the gravel and dust that has gathered over time is just crushed rock and stone.
Oh, yeah. Anyhow, I just sort of point in the general direction. I think it's over. It's either over there you're pointing or over there, right? Does that jog your memory?
Well, it was dark, and I don't see well in the dark, so I'm not sure exactly what direction, but it's somewhere in that general area they went to. Maybe we just go away and, see if we see anything. No.
It's a direction, and a good one at that. I take on my helmet of Farsight just for a moment to inspect the direction further to see if I can see any more landmarks with enhanced vision that would be worth looking at.
All right. Make a perception check for me.
Uno della perceptionen.
All right. As you're looking in that general direction of where Reginald's been pointing, where you estimate it could be the right location, you see nothing but the same image that when you don't have the helmet of Farsight on. But make an insight check for me as you're looking in this in that general direction. Looking, you see that the rock and dust seems to be gathering in speed, as if a strong wind is blowing through. And as you're staring, you see that it's increasing rapidly in speed.
Guys?
The nearby background begins to turn dim orange, then a brighter orange, and suddenly the entire sky begins to turn out orange above you and moving rapidly towards you. And you recognize this might be a sandstorm approaching with this rising of the sun in the distance.
Guys, there's a sandstorm approaching.
Oh no.
Quick.
Oh, not more sand.
Paluna looks around, takes on the helmet from the armor he got back into place. Cover your eyes and mouth. This isn't nice. And find cover.
You're currently
looks
finding
around
yourself...
for the biggest boulder or cover he can start guiding towards.
Yeah, you're currently finding yourself in the middle of openness. You're just surrounded by just flat plains, and it takes, you estimate, a half kilometer to a whole kilometer away before the nearest small peak to hide behind.
Where do we go?
So Paluna begins navigating you guys in
There's a peak over there. I get a rope and make sure everybody's holding it, and I try and guide the horse. Actually, no, I get everybody on the cart and start going in that direction.
All right, that definitely helps, because I was just about to ask what the slowest movement speed of your party is, but now that you're on a horse, make an animal handling check to see if you can navigate this horse, perhaps against its will, as it sees potentially oncoming threat. And as the horse is unwilling trying to move in that direction, you seem to keep it in check and make sure that it steers in the right direction against its own will. And the horse begins moving rapidly with you guys on the wagon. So normally the slowest speed in the party would have been 30 of Valentilas, but right now the horse is galloping with the cart, well, enough, so you're moving currently double that as it is dashing without you guys being affected by the exhaustion that this might have occurred. Now, the thing is, this storm is moving rapidly. And it would be about the same speed now. Normally, with the slowest of being 30, this sandstorm would have caught up to you before you found cover. But seeing as you're moving at the same speed, I need one of you to roll what I would consider general luck roll. So 10 or above, you make it right before the sandstorm hits. And 9 and below, we are gonna do a round of survival in this sandstorm. So, who wants to do the honors?
Question for the DM. Can I, when I do like dimension door, I can take one willing creature, but along with me.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean I can bring the horse and the cart, or is that too big? You'd say?
The cart is technically not a creature, so it would like unmount the horse from the cart as you dimension door. So if you want to do that and leave your party on a still standing wagon, I'm down for that. Listen, no?
Not very nice.
No. Who said Reginald is a nice guy?
I did.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, but, you know, that's a very, very valid point. All right. So, does anyone want to take the honors of this, or should I roll it for you?
I think you should roll it.
I should roll it?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any complaining if this goes horribly wrong. I don't want to hear rigged. I don't want to hear scammers.
Rigged, scammers, DM lies,
You will hear every
footed
single one of those
rolls.
things.
Oh my
That's
god,
not
you
one.
totally rigged it!
Rigged the shit!
All right.
Literally fucked up.
So, because it's a nat one, we are going to do 2 rounds of sandstorm encounters, which, Poluna, with your passive perception, and Valentina, yours but a bit delayed, you hear some rumbling within the storm. You hear past you on the cart, you see a rock come flying by, being pushed by the wind, making you realize it's not just a sandstorm. Larger rock pieces are being carried with these strong winds, sending rock pieces flying across this open vast plains. So, I need you all to roll
Guys, it's
dexterity,
a rock storm!
Oh god.
dexterity saving throws, and I need one of you to roll it for the horse as well.
Well, it
I
is
can roll.
Reginald's horse.
Yeah.
But I'm the one riding it, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Well, it's not without modifier for the horse. I assume.
I'll do the Poluna dex save first.
A horse has a solid +0 to dex. So, Poluna, you sit on the cart and you see this rock coming towards you, and you just sway to the side and completely dodge. The same for you, Reginald. The DC is not high on rocks without end.
Now for horse.
The horse just barely succeeds. Or rather, it doesn't succeed. A rock just flies right between his legs and under the cart, and you hear the rock hit up against the bottom of the cart, barely breaking a board, and then falling further behind you.
Oh, we're gonna have repairs, guys.
So, you all manage to succeed and make your way towards cover, but the speed of the wagon is now halved. So we're going into potentially a third round, depending on how bad it goes for the horse and the cart on the second round. So, on the second round, I need you all to roll another dexterity saving throw as you manage to maneuver the horse and the wagon towards this potential cover from the sandstorm.
Oh, no.
Both Poluna and Reginald seem to be doing just fine, dodging all the rocks and stone. Valentina, you're sitting there on the cart holding on to dear life as you hear the sound of and you're hit by a massive piece of stone that hits your shoulder and sends you slightly reeling sideways. And I'm gonna need you to take these damage. 9 points of bludgeoning damage, and this rock just hits you straight on the shoulder.
Oh!
And the horse dodged. So, without further delay, is moving through this rock storm. You find cover behind this cliff surface, just waiting time, and the entire area around just turns orange, and you keep hearing the sound of rocks being scattered across the ground, hitting other rocks, colliding, splintering, shattering, and you now see the very obvious reason as to how this entire plains got covered in this orange layer of dust and gravel. Just the continuous bombardment of rocks colliding with each other, forced by strong winds, as there are no proper cover by larger terrain pieces that prevents these winds from accumulating over large distances. It's like being on the open ocean on the strong wind, something that Paluna is very familiar with. That once the storm hits you, the waves will carry 10, 20 meters up, and you just have to hold on for dear life. Except, here is not the ground that is moving. It is pieces of it moving rapidly. Your wait time, Valentina is sitting there holding onto her shoulder that seems to be hurting quite a bit after this impact, but you praise yourself lucky that the horse seems to have survived, the cart is doing okay, and the rest of you seem to have come by this unscathed from potential harm and danger, all thanks to Paluna managing to discover the oncoming sandstorm in good time.
You know, Reginald, Valentina, remember how we've talked about it might have been the elementals that was the problem?
Yes.
I have a revised idea of what's the problem.
Well,
This.
well, what causes this? No, this wind, this storm to appear? Probably the doing of these darn elementals. No.
Well, you're the magic folks. I can assure you, I don't think a rock storm is natural.
Well, yeah, probably not. Not sure. Not really a scientist or anything like that, so I wouldn't know. I could see it being some air elementals at fault here. Surely they could cause such a storm.
I would have no idea, but that sounds reasonable.
Let's just stay here, wait for this to blow over, and then we'll keep going in that direction where there's most
Just
of
so
energy
much
went.
sand.
As you're
Well,
hiding here
it's
in
a new
cover,
experience.
Paluna, please roll a perception check for me. While most of the noise around you is mainly rock hitting other rock and scattering across the ground, in the orange hue of the somewhat dim light at the moment as this massive storm is blotting out the sun, you see shapes moving along with the rock and sandstorm. Shapes that you recognize as being these rock earth-like golems moving about, gliding across the ground. One shade, and then a few seconds later, two shades walking behind it. And this keeps following throughout the entire storm as it continues. Several shapes seems to be moving along with the storm in a direction.
I sort of make like the gesture to everyone and drop my voice and say, "There's company in the storm. Be quiet."
I try to look over where he's talking about, but I don't say anything.
Make a perception check for me to see if you discover the same thing. Looking into the storm, you just see pieces of rock and sometimes larger pieces, and your best guess it could be those that Paluna has seen. Nothing that resembles what you have seen before, just large stone pieces being pushed by the wind and skipping across the ground.
All right.
Time passes. the surrounding area around it begins to clear up, and the wind begins to slow down. For a moment, you take a brief pause, you hold your breath as the wind subsides. You give it a few moments to see if the wind picks up again, or if any creatures follows the stillness of the wind now. Nothing. Paluna, if you've passed your perception, you notice looking out from where you came, going in the opposite direction of where you're currently going now, drag marks across the ground that would seem to resemble movements of those large creatures you noticed in the sandstorm. And they do seem to have a general direction to where you came from.
Well then, what do you guys say that I just point to the other way, like, if there's one way where we were coming from, the drag marks go that way, it's like, what do you guys say we just go that way? And, get closer to our destination and put more distance between us and that storm.
You said you saw
Yes,
figures going that way.
Yeah, from where we slept. Well, to where we slept.
What if-
Now you can see, I point to some of the tracks. Like, see those? Straight line. Down that way. Where we had camp. And Reginald said that the sparks came from roughly, and I assume the other, like where the tracks came from. So a line away from our camp, that way. So,
Yes.
if we want to find out what's going on, we keep going that way.
Okay.
And we keep an eye out for sandstorms.
Yes.
Sounds like a great plan.
I don't like this
And,
area.
All right.
Too much sand.
And rocks.
Speaking of, would one of you guys drive the cart, and then I will be looking around and pointing out directions where we should go. And if there's another sandstorm, we need to be able to go somewhere to take cover from it quickly.
I grab my shoulder. Reginald, I think you have to. My shoulder isn't good.
Don't worry. I was born for this. Just jump on the cart and grab the reins eagerly.
All right. Go ahead as you try to make an animal handling check.
I just jump up a bit too eagerly. I just yank on the reins.
Slightly startled the horse, and you guys see Reginald, "Ah!" and the horse, and just stubbornly stands in place.
Go, Buttercup, go!
I revised my previous saying. Valentina, can't you fix yourself and then go for it?
Yes. Okay. I'll cast at level 1 Cure Wounds on myself, on my shoulder.
All right. Go ahead and roll some healing.
Amazing.
What is that? Top roll almost?
No.
Oh, that. Oh, right. Cure wounds. I'm thinking of healing words.
It's fine. I didn't lose that much health to begin with.
No.
I'll sit next to Reginald and take the reins from him. Look, this is how you have to do it. You have to learn. You have to respect Buttercup. And then
Now, do keep in mind that Valentina, the only horse she has ever ridden, is the one she forcibly summoned and named herself. So, Valentina, go ahead and roll a animal handling check as she says this with pride in her voice. Valentina somehow thinks she can do better by mimicking the exact way Lord Reginald did it. And the horse is just staring back at her with an evil glare in his eyes.
Buttercup,
And then
please.
I don't even look at Valentina or Reginald. I get eye contact with the horse and signal, I'm sorry. Do you want me to get back in the seat?
if a horse could stand up on his hind legs and just take off the reins itself and walk away, this is what the horse would do now. That's the energy you're getting from the horse. So get up on the horse and try an animal handling check with disadvantage, thanks to what your teammates have achieved so
No,
far.
I'm gonna go give it some food. I'm gonna go give it some
Oh.
fruit rations or something. It's like,
Oh.
just say, guys, treating it nicely is not just about acting like you treat it nicely.
Well,
Like,
Valentina told
pet
me
it.
to respect the horse, but I mean, it doesn't even respect me as its owner, so why should I respect it?
Look, I think it's clear I'm driving the wagon. I sort of go up to the horse, give it some food, caress it a little, calm it down, and then I slowly move up and take the reins and just sort of nudge it to a gentle canter forward in the direction I want it to go.
All right. Make an animal handling check, a straight roll, seeing as you befriended the horse slightly. And with ease, you all see Poluna just pull the reins gently and maneuver the horse out of the clearing and into the openness. And the horse just listens as if it understands him one-to-one.
You just got lucky, Paluna. I never had an issue with Bloodmare.
In the cart you two go.
Fine. See, like a bit of sulking from Reginald.
Look,
As
you
your
don't have to
horse
do the
resonates.
hard work of driving the horse and looking out for more sandstorms, which I now have to do. And Valentina, I sort of take my helmet of farsight. Look around with this in case you see any sandstorm. It's sudden orangeness that will tip you off. And if you do,
Okay.
point in the direction, yell there's a sandstorm coming, and we'll get going as quickly as we can to the nearest cover.
Okay. I sit down in the cart and put the helmet on and just keep an eye out for sandstorms.
All right. Seeing as we are in a fairly intense environment, every roll we do will count as an hour of traversal of you guys moving through this terrain, looking for something out of the ordinary. As you're moving through the landscape in this moment, you're currently following the tracks of the movement of what Poluna has pointed out to be the potential elementals that have traversed through the terrain during the sandstorm. And as he points out the tracks, you see these like kind of gliding movements that seems to have been pulling the earth, but also putting the earth down again as it has been moving, like an earth being plowed in some way. And you just keep following them. And you keep seeing freshly pulled rocks pieces that have been pulled out for some place and hit with a newly impact with a surrounding small crater. Rock pieces such the size of footballs in some places. You can either estimate that they have been dragged with the wind, or perhaps these larger creatures have pulled out like you're seeing them in battle do and thrown them intentionally through the storm. It is hard to estimate. These are the two examples you have seen so far of what these environments have done so far. So for the first hour, I would like one of you to roll a d6 for me to see what you find. Who wants to do the honors?
I think we
of
just
either-
let Poluna roll everything today.
Oh, you know what?
Fair enough.
A 4. That is, as you walk through the terrain, looking out, nothing out of the ordinary except for the new environment that you're in. The sky stays clear and the sun just keeps warming you up, this new sun of the new day, a new dawn. Refreshing in some way. Valentina, as you're looking out on the environment, please roll a perception check for me.
All right.
Looking out, you don't see any of these shapes that you've seen throughout the night. Nothing, in fact. No orange hue. No movements, no hostile entities rushing towards you. Just you, the sound of the horse being dragged across this dry area. Lord Reginald bickering a bit about his buttercup and hasn't been properly driven by him yet, and Poluna just smirking. The first hour goes by without any encounters. Anything you guys want to do in preparation for what might come or what could come, or do you want to let another hour go by?
Are there any like? Is the landscape just the same, or?
The landscape seems to
everything
be repeating, and you don't see any tall mountain tops or any whole mountains in the distance. You just look around and you see the repetition of this dry landscape with nothing out of the ordinary. The only unordinary thing I would say is that there seems to be nothing of vegetation growing. It is barren, inhospitable to anything that wants to grow in this area.
And there's just one big gully, right? That the wind is blowing through. Are there like on the sides multiple of these big like wind corridors?
It seems to be going in all sorts of directions. These corridors, as you call them, they just seem to be pathways through this barren landscape.
Okay.
You don't feel like with your intelligence, you don't feel like you're going into a trench of sorts. You're not being guided in a specific direction. You are more so riding through, following these tracks of these entities and just hoping that you spot something eventually. So, for the second hour of your adventuring, of your looking, who wants to roll d6 next time? Or this time? Are you still sticking to Paluna rolls everything and then you just blame Paluna if something bad happens?
Eventually, he has to roll badly.
Yeah, sick.
A D.
I'm saving up all my luck for these last 2 weeks.
Alright, let me just open up my enemy character. My.
What?
What? Looking through the terrain. Paluna, roll a perception check for me.
Oh dear. There we go.
13. There we go. That's the low wall to outweigh the. Looking for out, you see in the distance, in between some rock croppings, not like two mountain peaks, but quite literally two croppings, two small pieces of rock leaning up against each other. Something metallic glinting. It is a few hundred meters off your beaten path right now, following these tracks, but you just see that glinting completely being reflected in that clear sky and sunshine bombing down on the ground. Just hitting that
You ever had
metallic.
You ever had that moment where like there's something glinting and it hits your eye and you sort of like try pawing it away with your hands? Like I start doing like, Jesus, what is that? I'm seeing it. Give me the helmet.
I'll hand over the helmet.
Jesus, put on the helmet and try and get a better look at it.
Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Yeah, it's gonna blind me, isn't
God.
it? This is just Paluna being an idiot.
Oh no.
You know how you accidentally stare at the sun for like half a second and now you just have black spots in your eyes? These black spots seems to be a bit too persistent after having looked at this direct shine. You're blinded for a minute.
Paluna?
God, I just pointed my finger at the whale. I was going like, guys, can we go that way?
Which direction is he pointing?
Well, he's pointing towards off the beaten path. A few hundred meters off to your right if you're going in a straight line, as you currently are, Mickey. And he's pointing towards some rock croppings. And with your passive perception, now that he has pointed out the general direction, you notice this metallic object reflecting in the sunlight.
Oh, okay. Well, you have to steer the horse that way then. Can you do it?
Fucking eyes! Ow! Just give me a moment. You can see Paluna sort of like rummages around trying to get his like the other like helmet from the Dampier armor set, because he usually has it off. The Vampire armor set, and try and like put it on, and like after a bit of time he gets it on. He's like, ugh, yeah, and at this point I assume the blindness is sort of wearing off. Is it?
So,
You said a minute.
yeah. So you just pause the horse for a moment in the wagon. You're sitting
Yeah.
there rubbing your eyes, just fucking hell. Ah. And after that minute, you begin to gain your eyesight back. You still have those small black spots. Whenever you're looking around, you see that black spot following your direct eyesight. But you have regained vision. It's just really fucking annoying, and you have no idea how long it will take before this stave off. So,
All right, I can see now, and I'll trot the horse over.
alright, you trot the horse over towards where these reflecting dam blinks are coming from, and as you approach first the few hundred meters of travel, you see that whatever is giving off this reflection seems to be an item of some sorts.
Well, would you look at that? It's a thing. Either of you guys want to grab it?
I'll jump off the wagon and go towards it.
Just be careful. You know,
Of course.
might be someone guarding it, or
Hello, is there anyone guarding this thing? I say as I walk to Barkley object.
You're sending in the healer to check if there is a trap. I like this role, the division of your party. As you're calling out,
healer.
I mean, okay, that's true. We do all know that Paluna is the real healer
What the
now of the party.
fuck?
And no
He's
place
the
to
tank.
change.
I am the healer.
Hey,
Yep,
I've done
yep,
some
yep.
big healing with my consume spell.
Yeah, of
So
yourself.
anyway,
No?
you sent
Oh,
in the entertainment to pick up this item. As you look between these two rocks, you see a chain. A silvery chain that seems to be attached to something. And is, despite the environment, despite these constant storms that are happening, this chain seems to be spot free. It seems to be not worn down by whatever is happening around here. It seems to be in pristine condition.
I bend over and like quickly touch it to see if it's hot.
The moment you touch it, information begins to gather within you, and you start to realize you're receiving the information of an artifact. But the information is strange. While usually you acquire this information instantaneously, it seems slightly distorted. And the chain begins to wrap around your hand and latches onto you. And you can't pull it off.
Okay, guys.
Oh, great.
Am I am I chained to something, or is it just wrapped around me?
It's just a silvery chain that is quite thick, that is wrapped around your arm in this moment, and you can't get it off. It is stuck to you, and it's heavy. It is really heavy. It pulls your arms downwards, and you feel that you're carrying your entire body weight in your right arm alone.
So I was bending
Oh,
over when I tried to touch this. Am I like, can I stand up, or am I just standing bent over because I can't lift my arms?
You can stand up, but the weight of the chain is immense. It doesn't currently have any implications on your movement, as you are a decently strong person. Granted that you're a D&D character, which means that your strength is usually a bit higher than normal people. So you are currently holding your entire body weight in your right arm.
This is heavy, and I can't take it off.
I'll jump off the
Uh,
cart towards
What?
run towards Valentina.
Valentina is standing there with the chain, and Regan has approached you, and you feel helpless. There's nothing you can do with this chain around you in this moment.
I'll try to. Let's see. Can I want to identify her, but for that I need to touch her, and who knows what will happen to me, you know? Let's see. Can you move, Valentina? Or...
I try to take a couple of steps.
The steps are heavy. You feel like you're sinking into the ground. This dry dust you feel hitting directly onto the mountainy rocky surface below it instantaneously with every step.
I just take 2 steps towards Lord Reginald, like, ah, ah, ah. Reginald, get it off.
Valentina, can't you do what you did to the cursed clothes I had? Couldn't you get it off yourself? I was in this situation before, except...
I knew that. I was just gonna see what Reginald was gonna do. I was just thinking that, actually.
Well, you can try that first. If it is a curse or anything.
Did I learn any of this property of this chain?
As you're standing there with the burden of this weight, the word burden begins to resound within you as you come to learn the full property, as the chain is now properly situated in your arm, almost as if the far end of the chain link has attached itself to you, as you have become an extension of the chain. And you come to learn the effect of it.
She is digesting.
Okay.
That is all you know of its purpose right now. There is still some information that seems to be mumbo-jumbo to you, and it doesn't seem to clarify, even though you have come to learn of this property.
You know, this is quite interesting, but it's really heavy. Should I...
Do you want me to try and take it off, or...?
Well, can't we just, like... I open my trunk, like, my giant courier case. Can't you just dispel it, put it down here, and we'll look at it when we're safe?
Okay, I guess I will. But I don't want to dispel the magic that this item holds, you know?
Is it that strong?
What does it do?
It seems to be helping me to make a ranged melee attack.
Ah.
That
Although I don't really have
doesn't
a
add up.
weapon that I could use with this.
How can you make it melee attack at range? Silly.
Well, probably attaches the chain to your weapon and you swing it or something. Bring it from far with your blade. Is that correct, Valentina?
Yes, I believe so. I mean, I'm not getting the full information of this yet. Seems to be something blocking it.
Well, I guess it doesn't do you any harm so far.
It's just heavy.
So...
And other than that, I feel fine, right? I feel fine.
I mean,
Make
but
a medicine check.
Okay.
I mean, in this moment, one shoulder is
That's
hurting
one.
after being struck by a rock, and your other shoulder is feeling double its weight. But that aside, you're feeling fine in this moment, you think?
I mean, I think I'm fine. I got hit by that rock earlier, you know, and this is really heavy. But I am a vampire after all.
Sure, it will be fine.
It's not like I get sick or anything. Okay.
Well, maybe now that the blood curse has been lifted, you will get sick.
No.
things have changed for vampires, no?
No. No.
You don't know what's going to happen to you, Valentina.
Well, I don't know what's gonna happen to me, but why would I think it would be something bad? I mean, I'm the High Priestess of
Let's,
Arkham.
you know, if I may suggest removing the chain nonetheless, because considering it makes you look a little lopsided, you're gonna be useless in a fight.
Is my movement speed reduced?
As you try to make your full move to see how quick you can run, your movement speed is indeed reduced. You're moving at half speed at the moment.
Alright.
Oh, you're very slow, Valentina.
Yeah, that does not look good.
No.
Besides, if you're gonna have to, you usually use a shield and what? Mace, right?
That or my staff. I mean, I usually use a warhammer, but
Mace, Warhammer, it go bonk. I'm just saying that thing will make one of your arms difficult to move around in a fight.
okay.
Yes, but it's not like she was, in the front lines anyway. I was there all by myself with the two of you backing me up from afar. So
You didn't have to leave the fancy magic circle of not getting hit by elemental. You went out there on your own.
Okay, let me try this. I will grab some diamond dust from my pouch, and I will...
What? Have you tried just taking it off,
Yes, Reginald, I tried that multiple times. Didn't you see? Before I do anything more with the
try
diamond
again,
dust, I will try again to remove the chain from my arm.
And as you pull, you're starting to feel that you're ripping your own flesh trying to pull it off.
Nope, that doesn't work. I will take the diamond dust again, and I will cast Greater Restoration on myself. Also, it does say that it... I forgot.
Paluna, where are you in this moment? Are you still sitting on the cart just awaiting them to come over, or?
Yeah, I mean, I've been on the cart this entire time, like both
Okay.
looking out, but also, get back on the cart. We need to move.
All right. Valentina, roll a perception check while you're muttering over what your spell's function is.
Roll what?
A perception check. Looking from where you pulled the chain, you see that some of the dust is cleared. And from where the dust is cleared and where you pulled the chain, you see the remains of a skeletal hand, slightly revealing itself underneath the dust.
I point towards the hand. Guys,
Yeah?
That must be its former owner.
there is a hand. A skeletal hand.
Just pull on the chain and pull the poor
There's a
fellow
what?
up.
Okay.
Reginald, pick it up. I can't get over there. It's so far away.
I
Pick up
jump off
the skeleton. The skeleton
I
hand.
jump off the cart and okay, now this is interesting. There's someone here, you say?
I'll walk over to where it is and
Wait!
start
Wait,
moving
Reginald,
some sand
don't-
around.
Yeah. Don't rip the hand apart. If that's a corpse, maybe we can do something about it.
I don't
Come
just
again?
move some sand out of the way and like a archaeologist, with a little brush, like that, dusting sand away, like revealing the corpse underneath the sand.
As you keep dusting, you just realize it is just the forearm.
That's it.
That's it. There is no... Well, as you're looking at it, please make a medicine check for me. Oh, that's a good roll. Looking at the forearm, you see where the bones were supposed to be attached to the next part of the arm. There seems to be a clean cut. The bones have been cut clean off.
Just as I was expecting, the poor fellow cut off his own arm to get rid of the chain.
What? What if someone else cut his arms off?
It's something I suggested or thought of to suggest to you in case you can't get it off.
Are you crazy? I'm not cutting off my arm.
But what if the chain gets heavier and heavier and it prevents you from moving at all? Or you'll be stuck in place, unable to move.
Ridiculous.
Well, fine then, you take it off then.
Not take any
His
chances.
previous owner clearly wanted to get rid of it since he cut off his arm. If someone else cut off his arm, they would have taken the chain, so... No,
I
he
guess
must have
that
done it
makes sense.
himself.
But I have magic.
Right.
He clearly didn't. I am
Then
blessed.
use
I'm
your
a high
magic.
priestess.
Get rid of it.
Okay, I'll continue casting Greater Restoration on myself. It does say one curse, including the target's attunement to a cursed magic item.
All right. Please write off your 100 gold worth of gem dust, I believe it is.
Yep.
And as you cast a spell and you expect it to take effect, nothing happens.
What?
Oh boy.
You don't get the sense that this is a curse.
Well, that's not good. Just let me know when you need me to chop off your arm, yeah?
Reginald, I know I do not need to drink blood anymore, but if you try to chop on my arm, I will bite you.
Well, I would like to see you try with just one arm. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna hold me?
I'm older than you and faster. Well, I was faster.
Well, not with that thing on.
Still, you're old.
Well, I think there's only one way forward anyways. If we can't do anything about it, we might as well... Yeah. Move on. So,
I start making my way to the cart.
Making our way to the cart.
Guys, it'll be
That's-
fine as I try to get on in the back seat of the cart. If I can't get it off, I'll just ask Arkham to do it. He can do anything.
Awkward silence as Reginald.
Maybe
and
his
Balloon
advice
just
will be
stares
good
at
for
you.
This got the sense that it's not a curse, but it's surely not a blessing. It's heavy.
I have a feeling that that whole curse and blessing thing is, left side, right side. It depends on where they come from.
Bit subjective, yes. Well, let's just keep moving for now and see if I can think of something that could, remove this off of you.
All right, so you all
Yeah.
get up in the cart, and you definitely feel as you put the horse into motion that the horse has to struggle a bit more to get up into speed now. But you're
But
back on
I
the
must
road.
say, Valentina, you've gained quite some weight.
What?
Poluna, you can't say
Yeah.
this to a lady. Come on.
No, I'm just, concerned for cart riding.
Well, Luna, you can say
That's
that.
very
Oh,
rude.
I jest.
You digest?
No, I jest. Oh, never mind. I'm sure we'll get an opportunity to change the situation later.
Yes. I'm sure we will.
So, you drag the horse cart back onto the beaten path and begin to follow these tracks. And you're noticing while there is not a strong wind, that there is this permanent breeze that keeps blowing over these vast open landscapes that doesn't necessarily carry the bigger rock pieces, more so just this lesser gravel and dust. And ever so often you get some in your eye and you're reminded of you having stared into the sun, and it's just a shit day in general. But with that said, we are heading into the third hour of this journey. Who would like to do the third roll and bring more disaster and chaos to the party?
Luna's very good at it.
He's rolling already.
I haven't rolled less than a 4 yet.
That is
These
absolutely true.
D6s.
Hmm.
So I guess at least in terms of number on dice big.
As you're pulling the cart through this terrain, once again you see a glint. It's not as strong as before, but you see that there's a pile of rocks deeper ahead of you, deeper within this valley of sorts. You recognize these kind of piles. It's the same piles that the rock golems have left behind.
Well. Guys,
Yeah.
get your stuff ready. Either I'm looking at some rock golem corpses, or that is an ambush. I point over to the piles of rock.
Oh,
Well,
I stop the cart, get off, and say like, let's, for caution here, take a defensive formation, shall we? And I'll try and wake it up with an arrow if it's still alive.
Alright, so you fire a shot towards the stone debris ahead of you to see if there's any reaction.
I cast Mage Armor.
You cast Mage Armor. Noted. As you fire this arrow, please make an attack roll for me.
And 30?
With a clean hit, the arrow pierces through the rocks, situates itself, and nothing happens. You cause the rock to tilt slightly with the arrow in it, and then it falls back into place.
Huh. Maybe it's already dead.
Alright, want me to check it out?
Let's all go. I lead the cart and horse over to it.
Alright. As you approach, Paloon, please make a perception check for me, looking towards this rubble of stone and rock. You search for the glints, and as you're looking throughout these remains of rock golems, you see there are multiple small spots of glints on scattered pieces here and there. Some glints bigger than others. And as you are continuously looking through, please make a survival check for me. Looking through, you begin to see that there are, where you have surveyed the area that you're moving through at the moment, you follow the tracks of these rock golems and how the wind has carried stones. You see around this area where all these rocks are lying in the moment, there seems to have been unnatural movements that is not caused by the rock golems moving through or the wind. You begin to realize these are traces of impacts of some sort, as if something has hit the golems and caused a shockwave to happen behind them. Something that has pushed the air and the earth around them behind, leaving this kind of circular shape impact into the ground. And those patterns repeat all over. And as you keep following this, you see that the rocks have points of impacts that are shattered, where something has hit it and caused a shattering of the rock. Something that you estimate requires a lot of force to happen.
Damn, something did a real number on these. I try to get a closer look at these glints amidst the rocks.
You step off the cart and walk over and take a proper inspection of it, and you realize that whatever is causing these glints are situated in the rocks that the golems might have been comprised of. And you realize this might be some kind of ore or vein. That whatever these rock golems emerge from could have contained some kind of ore within. You can't exactly pinpoint if it is bronze or gold or some kind of other metal, but it gives that slight orange-yellow hue to it.
Hey guys, look at this. Think we found some kind of metal.
Oh,
I throw one of the rocks to Reginald.
Just casually picks up one of these larger pieces and throws it to this old fragile man standing there.
I'm not fragile.
What's your strength?
Quite limber. -1.
What's your strength? Yeah.
But I'm fast.
But you're fast.
Yeah, I'll take a look at the ore, I guess.
You're looking at it.
Yeah.
You get the same idea that Poluna has. It is some kind of ore that seems to have some value to it. Has this orange or yellow hue to it.
Should probably bring this back with us. Maybe we could make some weapons out of it for Darkwind or something. I would like to study its properties at least.
Good idea.
I'll put it in a bag of holding.
Alright. So in total you tallied that there are 16 of these pieces that have this kind of hue to it. And Reginald, make a investigation check for me. As you're running around picking up these rocks.
21.
21. You see that one of them, while it didn't initially give off a glint, there seems to be something red embedded into it. And picking it up, you've seen this before living your lavish life. This is the tip of a ruby. Not the most well-sharpened ruby that you've ever seen, most well-sculptured, but it's definitely raw ruby within.
How very interesting. They actually have some gems inside of it.
Really?
Yes. Very curious.
What kind of gem?
Oh, I mean, look at this color.
Oh,
What do you
just
think
like
it is?
a ruby, of course. And I point to my chain, which also has
Of
a
course,
ruby.
of course. Is it one of the more basic gems, but quite extraordinary nonetheless? To have it
Valentina?
inside of a golem.
Yes.
Valentina points to her necklace and it's like the size of a small pinky nail. The piece you have, Sumani, that you're just looking at the tip, this is 50 to 100 times bigger than the piece that she
Oh.
has in her jewelry.
Would be
Yeah,
quite
It's just-
valuable.
Let's leave
one-
the
one
excavating of
Maybe
values when we get
We
home.
could use it to make a bunch of new medallions for the vampires now that their old symbol is gone.
How very pious of you.
Sure, yes. Let's not sell it for a big profit. No.
Let's not worry about money. We're in the middle of a wasteland.
I'll just put it in my bag of holding.
Well, you
I'll
definitely
keep safe for now.
your bag of holding where you definitely haven't put a human being inside, and you're now rattling this bag of holding filled with rocks and gems, and you're like, smoothie. No,
Huh?
that was a dark thought in my brain. Anyway,
What the fuck? Are you okay?
yes.
I'll collect all of the things, I guess. Just spend some time walking around.
Piece of candy.
Getting them.
Piece of candy. Piece of candy. Yeah. Collecting all these valuable rocks. So 16 for the future reference, so I don't forget. You have 16 pieces of raw gold and 1 piece of raw ruby.
Okay. One big piece of raw.
Massive cocker.
Yes. Okay. Very nice.
So that was a little fortune based on a good roll on your discovery. So,
Makes me wonder if we just totally missed out on so much money back at the original side of the fight.
Well,
because
of course.
Poluna didn't investigate for shit.
so maybe you could just turn back with this newfound information
Absolutely not.
and just risk like 7 or 8 encounter rolls and some sandstorms. But hey, valuables.
We keep going. We keep going.
No? I'll just delete this encounter table then. Anyway,
Also, Valentina, how's your arm feeling?
I mean,
Is it getting heavier? Is
how am I
it staying
feeling?
the same?
make a medicine check. You lift your arm to properly inspect the weight of it, and you pull the chain a bit to see if it's still properly attached to your skin. Nothing seems to have changed. You still feel quite about twice as
Ha,
heavy.
ha, 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 ha. Nothing seems to have changed.
Oh my god, no, Oren.
I didn't make the pun!
I purposely didn't want to say anything, but yeah. Okay.
I
moment
feel
of despair.
unchanged.
I gotta go.
Okay, that's good at least. That's good.
Gonna change your name
Just
to
let me know
Olivia
if
and
things
we'll
get
introduce
worse,
you
you
back.
know? Shall we keep moving?
Nothing to it. Let's
No, I
move
think
on.
I think we should just sit here in painful silence and.
Just breathe for a
Buttercup,
while.
take it away.
Buttercup?
I'll get the cat going again.
And you begin moving once again. Coming up on the 4th hour. No encounter table. Poluna is looking around, carefully searching the landscape. Nothing. Valentina looking through with her helmet of farsight. Please roll a perception check for me.
Oof.
Looking, you see a glint in the distance, several kilometers away. But right as you see this glint, from somewhere, going towards the direction close to you, you also see the orange hue accumulate on the sky.
Guys,
And
I
as you
think.
discover it late,
Oh.
you realize you have to hurry to find cover.
Guys, it's another sandstorm. We gotta get to cover now.
Where's the nearest cover?
Make a survival check for me as you're quickly glancing around, seeing where something
25.
25 looking around. You estimate that if you're lucky, and I'm talking not 20 lucky, you can just make it before you are hit by the sandstorm. So this time, since
Go,
I rolled a nat
Buttercup,
one,
go. Can you make it up for yourself, Mickey? Can you roll better? I still trust you.
you want me to do it? Is that an
Yes.
agreement between the three of you?
You can only fail that hard once. Right?
Okay. So while Buttercup is instantaneously set in swift motion, you realize that your scout Valentina has discovered this way too late, and just as you're a few meters away, the sudden wind blast hits the cart, followed by rocks pelting you, and need all of you, including the horse, to roll a dexterity saving throw.
For the horse. For me.
An old man Reginald.
I'm trying to click, but she doesn't
Oh.
close it out. It's lagging. Let's go. Refresh.
So running at this brisk pace, you all barely manage to dodge, and then you hear as something hard hits the horse and makes the
No.
wagon shake slightly. Poluna, please roll 2d6 for me to see how much damage the horse takes. 6 points of damage. While you did buy a horse of sturdy health, I won't have you roll to see if it has lower health. It will just have average, which means that the horse survives, but the horse is currently limping while dragging you into cover. But in brisk enough time for you guys not having to be pelted by more rocks.
Buttercup, no!
There. Valentina, could you lend a healing hand over here?
Of course. I'll try a cure wounds on Buttercup.
Not Buttercup, no! And as you lay your hands on the horse is just about to lift his hind leg to kick out after his previous treatment when you guys have tried to ride it, but as it feels the soothing of your hands mending his wound, it lowers the hind leg and just calms down. And once again, you're
There.
hearing the rocks scattering across the ground, some pieces larger than others, and everything around you turns completely orange and dims the light as you hear the brushing of wind with rocks pelting whatever cliffside you're currently hiding behind. And Paluna, you're already wary of this. You're looking out for the shapes in the storm. And after a few minutes, you see the shapes once again. And they seem to be following the track going opposite of your current direction towards where you came from. I would like for you to roll a stealth check for me.
Wait, you said the opposite way.
Yeah,
So
the
now they're
opposite way
going where we're going.
No, the opposite way of where you came from. So
Yeah,
they're-
that's
okay, that's
So they'd
where
be
we're
going
going.
against the way we're going.
yeah.
Yeah, so they would be going the same direction as us this time, right?
Yeah.
They're going. No. They're going against you. Against you.
Okay,
to where
so
you
they're
came
going
from.
where we're going, where we came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not the
Yeah,
opposite way
not
of
the
where we came
opposite way where we came from.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Mickey.
No. You're correct. Are you okay, bro?
No, I'm fine. I think I'm the opposite
Hello,
of
fine.
okay.
I'm
Okay, I'm
Orin.
not good with directions either. They're going
He's the opposite
somewhere.
of not okay, guys. He's the opposite of not okay.
Have
So-
you heard about my song? It's not called One Direction. It's called Wrong Direction. Dun, dun, dun.
Uh,
So
Yeah.
did you say we
Anyhow.
have to make a stealth check?
Yes.
Oh no.
All of us?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Good roll.
Solid rolls. So the average of the party is about 10. I'm just seeing what is their passive
And that's
perception.
like half
That's-
midway. It's
that-
pretty good, I would
That's
say.
good.
It's
Yeah, that's good.
above average, yeah.
It's a
we're about
number.
to get our shit kicked in.
No.
Oh, not we, just you. I'm adding it. That's good.
Well,
Well,
their passive perception is 10.
yeah, meets it, beats it.
Yeah.
But for them or
That's-
for us?
Oh, for them, if they look. Actually, no, that's a good question. Because we're rolling against their perception.
Yep. So you beat it. Barely.
Hell yeah.
Fucking barely.
Let's go!
I gotta get some new armor, I think.
So the original and Valentina stand there coughing from all the sandstorm of the sand gathering in the air at the moment, and Balloon just running around like holding him from the mouth like "Don't fuck cough, no, right." You just notice that the shapes are walking by without taking notice.
Baluna
once
just
it-
stands up like, how blind are these?
Well, they are rocks. They don't have eyes, I assume.
Fair enough.
The time passes. Minutes. You're waiting, assuming it takes the same time period as the other storm that went by. You count the seconds, the minutes. Roughly about the same time, plus minus a few seconds. And the storm begins to wane off, and the sunlight begins to flood the surface and around you once again. Now the ground around you is once again covered in fresh rocks and pebbles that have left impacts in the ground, and traces of these larger creatures passing by you once again. But you think you're safe. You think you went by
Well,
unnoticed.
this is most certainly exciting.
Yeah, I guess. I remember seeing something glimmering. Before I saw this sandstorm approaching. Where was it? I tried to look around to remember which direction I saw that.
Make an insight check for me.
Hmm.
You're looking back from where your horse suddenly had to set into motion, rein off from the path. You're looking up into the sky, and you're stepping back a few so you get a proper view of the area ahead of you. And you just pinpoint it exactly between a few hilltops. You have a clear direction to go right now, where you saw this glint of light.
Right there! Point.
Well,
Right. Yep,
let's go.
Let's go.
You quickly all settle up into the wagon again, and the horse once again very reluctant to move. I need. Baluna, do you just want to take this straight away, or do we want to go through all three of them again?
Oh
to
no,
see?
I'm doing it again.
Okay. Make an animal handling check for me. Easy enough. You make the horse get into motion and steer it off into the path again, and right towards the direction of where Valentina's pointing. You begin to realize that where she's pointing, it leads off of this flat terrain and more into some bumpy terrain, and you reckon that dragging the horse through this might either require some intense steering, or you'll probably have to abandon the horse at this point.
Well, can't take the horse beyond this point.
Well, we can't leave it here. It's just gonna get pummeled by rocks in the next sandstorm.
Can't we just
Well-
try to bring the horse? I don't really want to walk.
No, the horse would have a harder time navigating this terrain than we would. It'd be very intense for us to bring it along. Not to mention the cart. It'll never be able to pass over this kind of terrain.
Where is the beer bear when you need it? Okay, I'll get off the cart. Shall we?
Well, we need to find a good place for the horse.
It's a dry wasteland. It's easier to just release it and tell it to run and get far away.
Release it? I'm
You
not gonna release
just-
my property. I just barely bought it.
Maybe you could send it through one of your portals.
Well,
I would not.
Oh, we could contact Buckmaster Frey and tell him to take care of Reginald's horse, Buttercup.
I mean,
We could use the deed as well.
Yes.
That's a
I'd rather-
teleportation without using a spell.
but well, Well, kind of a waste then to have bought the horse and the cart.
It got us as far as
We're
we
not
could,
gonna-
could with it.
Isn't there like some place here that we can, tie it up and protect
There's
it
nowhere
from
it'll be
the
safe.
hazards?
There's no knowing how long we'll be gone either. If we tie it up somewhere and it just is without us for, well, a couple of days, it's going to die from thirst and starvation. That's an even worse fate.
Yes, I guess you're right.
Look,
Very well. Just send it through the
Some-
portal, I guess.
Alright. I'll take my necklace of sending and say, Dockmaster Frey, this is High Priestess Valentina. We're gonna send through Lord Reginald's horse, Buttercup. Please see that it's taken care of and fed and stabled.
do we even have a stable, Valentina?
Surely there's some place for horses.
There is no answer.
I'll bring out the deed and open the portal.
Just not even gonna try anyone else.
You heard me, right? I mean, he's not answering
I-
me, but
Well, if you say so.
Give me a moment. I take my necklace. Dockmaster, how much will it cost?
Really? I
Yeah.
thought she was joking.
I know.
You have so many servants. 2,000 at least. And you beg of me to do this?
I understand your point. I look. Oh, Valentina, give me like 5 minutes. I'll make a couple of calls.
calls?
Do-do-do. I call up Miss Isolde
Hold up, Aluna.
and
Why don't we just ask Beer to do it, or Jimmy?
oh, Beer's a good idea. He's good with animals. Call up Beer. Explain the situation to him and ask if he's
Yeah.
willing to receive the horse at the portal place.
The first thing here, they'll make. Yes?
Well, you're willing to?
Yes.
You're better with animals than most of us.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't understand really why you're. Can a horse drink beer? Maybe. Yeah, probably can. We should test.
It's entirely possible. Well, I suggest sticking to water. But who knows?
Hmm. I'll send Small Beer down to take care of it. It'll look funny when he drags the horse through the streets to the brewery.
Maybe you should both go. The horse might get a little startled by being dragged by something invisible.
No, Small Beer can speak with animals and make them understand. The horse will enjoy the joke too, I think.
Okay, whatever you say. In a couple of minutes, yeah? We'll send it through in a couple of minutes.
That is all you hear, and you
Yeah.
realize that Beer might not have one of those necklaces with infinite phone calls.
But I mean, it's my sending. He can reply to my sendings.
He can reply to your sendings. That's true. You get the gist that he will send Small Beers after it.
I inform Valentina of this.
After
Recap
a
the
couple of minutes
conversation.
has passed, I'll open the portal and say to Buttercup, come on, go through.
All right, make an animal handling check. The horse is staring at a magical circle he's never seen before in his life, and is like,
Just-
"Sure, I'll walk through it," and begins to walk and disappears into the circle. Weirdly enough.
Not
Perhaps
to
any
worry,
place
your
than
Lord
this is
Reginald.
safer.
With the cart, I assume, eh?
Yeah.
It just leaves the cart.
Just, I mean,
Well, the cart was attached to him, so I assumed the cart
Yeah,
went
yeah.
with him.
okay. Surely nothing gimmicky will happen when you put a cart and a horse through a portal at the same time, and then ragdoll physics and they clip into each other, and
Oh,
make him
no.
spinning in place like in Skyrim and flies into the sky.
Yeah.
Yep. It was nice knowing you, Buttercup.
No, there's
Can
surely there's no
I,
bugs here.
I take out the bucket and I start flying.
Okay. You begin to clip into the bucket and you begin
Yeah,
to
yeah.
carry yourself up into the sky.
I'm
Valentina
lifting
goes look
myself
for
up
it.
with the bucket in it.
And Valentina begins looking for a giant to smack the ground next to her.
I'll just start jumping up the little rock peaks.
And this completely 90-degree rock slide, you're just like, oh, found a pixel. Oh, found another pixel. Begins to jump. Yeah. God damn it. And Paluna begins
All right.
dragon shouting and summons a dragon. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I pull out 50 wheels of cheese from my bag of holding.
Unfortunately, in this world, cheeses don't heal you, so you're just getting fat. And now you're
Yeah.
having a blood clot because you're old already, so die from a cheese stroke. And you're also lactose intolerant.
Stroke.
Hey,
There's
it's a
some
good way to go out, man.
McDonald's as concept.
He died doing what he loved, eating cheese.
Ah, the dream. Oh,
So he managed to make his greatest achievement in life.
No! So anyway, we
greatest-
sent Buttercup to Darkmond, and now we're gonna look what the sparkling thing area is. We're gonna walk through the terrain. Yep.
I
Yep.
am face palming so fucking hard right now. I hate this. Oh, thank God it's weekend tomorrow. Anyway. Oh, we're back in action. Okay, you begin traversing through the rocky terrain. You notice that it hasn't been traversed in the same way that the open area has been, and there are larger pieces of rock that seems to not be taken with the wind whenever it happens. As you're walking through the terrain at a slower pace than before, you're not going through any initiative rolls, encounter rolls. But as you're looking in different directions, once in a while you do see one or two sparks flying from some far distance, landing in a place that you're currently approaching, inch by inch in this very moment. Some places you see several sparks happen at the same time, and much further away you see one spark, and then nothing. All resembling the ones that happened when Lord Reginald took care of all those golems totally by himself, by the way. And as you come closer to this summit where all these things seem to be gathering, you begin to hear a rumbling sound. And as you keep listening to this rumbling sound, it becomes recognizable. You swear you've heard this kind of before.
What in the world is that noise?
Well,
this-
it's clearly
Hold on.
elemental.
No. Hold on. I hold up an arm. I listen a bit more.
It's the primordial language, no?
No. It's. Open my trunk. Take out a piece of paper. Ha ha! I think. This is the Goliath, I think.
Goliath?
Yeah, remember that guy who disappeared after we kicked his ass, Valentina? Like the two Goliaths.
Yeah, I remember that. You think the same as that? I'll try to listen to the sounds again to see if they sound like that.
Make an insight check for me, Valentina. And Reginald, you're just saying that I'm fairly certain it's primordial.
It sounds like beer.
Do
Valentina,
I also
you-
make an insight check, or?
Yeah, go for it. Like you and Valentina, I'm fairly certain that this is definitely some kind of ogre giant speech. And meanwhile, Reginald's just looking at you. So, Lord Reginald, are you going to do anything to persuade them in your favor? As you guessed that this is the same language you heard Beer speak.
No, I just sigh and let's just go check
Wait,
what
hold on.
it is.
I will cast tongues on myself.
You cast tongues on yourself.
Yes. I can post it in chat.
I mean,
You hear the voice, and it goes from this deep growl, rumbling sound to go find the others. Go find the pieces. Go, go, go. And it keeps repeating as if instructing things to do its bidding.
I think I say in like a little bit of a lowered voice. I think he's commanding someone. He's saying, "Go find the others. Go find the pieces."
Well, that would make sense. This being sending out all these elementals to find the pieces, whatever those are.
so
They all seem to come from this, yeah. So if we take care of that thing, maybe the others will stop. You know?
that just leaves one question. Do we
Yes?
try to talk with it?
No.
Or do
Remember when we
just
tried to talk with
go for the
Bear?
fruit?
That didn't go so well, you know.
Yes, and do you remember?
Don't think there's any talking with these elementals.
Do you remember when Beer was in that trance, and he want the pieces of those wintry artifacts?
Yes.
And maybe this
Well, I have
Being-
2 of the pieces still with me, so.
is also
Are you
looking
suggesting-
for artifact pieces.
It wouldn't
Maybe.
be wintry. That wouldn't make sense
No.
for this kind of place. I'm thinking
But
it's
it-
looking for all the dirt artifacts.
Maybe some other types of artifacts.
Did
I
Beer
lament the
have
chance
any other artifacts besides those?
Oh yes,
Ice-
he definitely
ice
had
ones?
that definitely had that earthy thing, right?
What's thirsty thing?
Yeah, you know the thing that made him like sleep dirt.
Oh, Beer had that. Yes.
Well, maybe there's more of those.
It's a
Maybe
solid
I was
hypothesis.
also a part of a set of 3, like these ice ones.
Maybe there's more than we know. I think. All in favor for violence then?
Sure.
Yep.
I don my bow and my armor, get all the things ready, and I cast, using my arm of veiled shadows, pass without a trace.
All right. So as Poluna casts the shadows that are currently coming from the rocks around you seems to extend and cloud your presence. You have +10 to your stealth rolls for the next hour.
Let's
You
approach.
wanna approach sneakily, I assume?
There's no other way to approach things.
Well, you can just
Correctly,
walk
that is.
straight at the problem.
Ah, Reginald,
My
you
name's
know me better than that. Anyhow,
Yes, you should know me better by now as well.
fair enough. I'll start taking the lead and we'll walk towards where this dirt rumbling is coming from.
All right. You gather you're about 10 or 20 minutes away at your current pace, and you're sneaking ahead, trying to lay low. And as you're sneaking closer, you continue to see these lights coming with fairly frequent intervals. Your best guess is that either these things are being recalled in some way or they're being killed by other venturing parties. This is a vast area you're currently in, so the chances are there. And as you close in, the rumbling becomes louder and louder, and the words keep repeating. Valentina, while you no longer have the effects of tongues on you, I believe it lasted a minute? An hour? No, you keep hearing the voices echoing throughout. And every 5 or 10 minutes or so, the intervals are not consistent, but you hear a louder echo that seems to be accumulation of these words. Then a thump. Some dust scatters in all directions, blowing over the current rocky-ish areas you guys are currently crawling through. Not a strong wind, but enough to lift up some dust. And then it settles again. And then the continuous mumbling of these words repeats themselves. I would like for you all to roll stealth checks.
Oh, woe is me. You guys are
28?
plus 10, by the way.
Okay, so 23.
So 28, 23, and 30. Wait, you rolled a 3?
No, that is with that is
Oh,
yes.
okay.
That I rolled a 3. That's 25.
Paluna, this is your one thing.
And I'm still doing 25 on a 3. Thank you very much.
True. Can you believe you're being
Actually,
outdone by an
if you
elderly
argue
man
I'm
right
in
now?
shadow, I was about to say,
Alright.
if you argue that I'm in shadows right now, I have advantage.
True, because of your armor.
Yeah. So Am I in shadows?
You are in shadow of these small cliffs and rocky areas you are around.
All right.
I would say so, yeah.
Then let's have a 30 instead.
Okay, so as you're about to get outdone by this elderly man next to you, you crouch down next to time and suddenly you feel more stealthy than him. Gaining that confidence back. You're not getting outdone by this
I see
smart nerd.
hidden pop up on my screen.
Yeah.
Like Balloon just sees hidden in the middle of
You,
his vision.
you see that eye closing when you go original and it closes entirely. After a few more minutes of sneaking, you see it and clearing, like you're on a rocky cropping, and then it goes straight down 5 meters roughly into an open area, and looking further ahead, about 30 or 50 meters, you see something that resembles a small rocky formation in the formation of a horseshoe, surrounded by a larger horseshoe, and in the center of the inner horseshoe, there is something lighting up constantly. Looking closer, Paluna, please make a perception check, and you too, Valentina. So first and foremost, Paluna, you and Valentina, you see 3 of these stone rocky elementals standing near this platform. And Paluna, while you're closing in and looking further to see what is actually happening, there seems to be some kind of constructed platform, and above this platform, stone seems to be circulating on the outer edge of the platform, and in the center, there is a small glowing object that seems to be spinning rapidly. And as these particle energies are coming in, gathering, you realize what is causing that thum to happen with fairly frequent intervals. The energy expands, and from within, a rock golem lands on the platform with a loud thump, sending out all this dust in all directions. And Valentina hears this order being given to go search, go look. And as the rock golems then accumulate 3 of them, they gather and begin to venture and look.
Do I see who the voice is coming from?
The voice seems to be sourceless, just echoing throughout these horseshoe formations.
Well, I think we found the source of the problem. Is there still like 3 elemental standing guards now that Azet has
3
left?
elementals
Or?
are gathered and are left, and you count that if you wait another 3 or 4 minutes, more elementals might be coming through. So, take your time, set up a plan for what to do and what you want to attempt. Currently,
I'm
the
going
scene is
to-
cleared for elementals, so it's just a platform, the continuous echoing voice, and this open area leading up to the horseshoe formation.
Don't know where the voice is coming from, but if I could, they could understand me now, as long as the spell is active. I don't see anyone speaking.
I mean, if you want to go out there and distract and get their attention a little bit away from us, so we can create an ambush while you talk in case things go south, you should be able to just yell out at it. Yeah? Just go a bit away before you do it, so we're not caught in the seeking of attention.
Okay, good plan. I'll
What?
Anything else?
What do you say to that, Reginald?
Well, we can certainly try.
I'll
We could also just try to sneak in and destroy that orb in the middle.
Not a bad idea, but let me try to get their attention. That way, you guys should have opportunity to get closer, maybe to get to the orb.
Do you want us to actively sneak in while you get their attention?
We'll wait until I have their attention, and then you guys try to sneak in.
All right.
I'll start.
Let's wait until the next set of elemental departs.
Okay.
So we have timing on our side. What are they saying, by the way?
Just repeating the same commands. A voice echoing, saying, "Go find the others. Go find the pieces." Do I hear anything else being said?
It is just those words being repeated over and over again.
I think it's important we report this back.
We can worry about that after we're done here.
Yes, let's just deal with the problem right now and just meet up with it.
All right. We wait for the next set, then we initiate. I look for like a point where Valentina will be somewhat behind cover, where she can start the conversation. At the same time, I'll look for a route for me and Reginald to take down there that'll be the most stealthily construed.
Alright. You have about 30 minutes left on your Pass Without Trace, just putting that out there, so you're still in good time with that. Let me just put up a battle map so you guys have a better view. So right now you're at the southern side of this little spectacle. I should probably... No, you're on the map. You should be able to see it, right?
We
I
see the
can
map.
see
Zoom out a
the
bit to yeah. That should be fine.
but I can't
then.
drag myself onto it.
You can't drag yourself onto it.
There we go. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
There I go. All the way down here, or?
Yeah, you're kind of off screen at the moment. This is just to give you the idea of what you're currently facing. So, Valentina, you are trying to approach to have a conversation with wherever this sound is coming from.
Yeah. So after waiting for the next set to leave, then I'll approach.
Right. So you wait for a bit with your continuous high stealth. You see more glints happening, and 3 minutes passes. Boom. One elemental comes through. It hears the commands being shouted, and it waits. 3 more minutes passes. Boom. Another elemental appears. And another 4 minutes passes. Boom. And a third elemental appears from this portalish platform, and they begin to drag off to the side. You estimate you have roughly 3 or 4 minutes before another elemental will appear, waiting for squad to leave with.
Alright, I will stealth a little bit away from Reginald and Paluna before I kind of walk up. unstealthily.
Once he gets 30 feet away and get out of pass without trace, I'll start leading Reginald away in another direction and start approaching.
All right. Make all make stealth check for me as you're trying to approach someone who may be watching.
That's 14, I guess.
And that's a 34
34.
from the very agile wizard. You just gotta one up him every time, don't you?
Every time. No, I cannot let other people have this.
You know, and that's perfectly fair. So the moment you guys break off, 3 seconds later, you hear rumbling. And then since you have tongues on, you hear loud and clearly, "Who approaches?" And the rest of you just hear, with this rumbling echoing throughout the ground, nearly causing you to stumble as the vibration intensifies, but you manage to lay low still.
Well, you got their attention.
I am High Priestess Valentina.
And meanwhile, Reginald breaks still from laughing, from hearing that ego breakthrough.
And I approach as saying that, as I'm saying that. And I have heard of some disturbances going on here. Would you know anything about that?
And as you try to take one step closer, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as one of the circling stones around the portal dislodges itself and sends itself flying in your direction.
Oh no.
You take a very familiar pain to your shoulder, the exact same spot.
Hell, I need the
9 damage.
chiropractor.
Stay your distance. Speak your purpose.
Well, my purpose is finding out what's going on here. A lot of our people have been coming to this area and disappearing and never returning.
I smell the divine on you.
That's correct, yes.
Calls herself, I am High Priestess. The elemental smells divine.
Smells divine. I'll have a nipple.
A nipple?
The rumbling intensifies. They don't carry any words. Make an insight check.
Right.
Valentina. Well, Balloon, you can as well, as you are fairly within distance. You recognize as these rumblings, they carry far. They are not just local. They extend far, as you, especially you, Balloon, you see rocks rumbling, like vibrating in the far distance, even larger pieces. Leave. Or die.
You know, I have a problem with that. You seem to be causing a lot of misfortune to this area. And what is it that you got there?
You
Look at this.
humans!
I'm not a
You
human.
Vile, divine creations.
Actually, I am a vampire, and I'm also a high priestess.
Make another dexterity saving throw as another rock is sent flying towards you.
How close have me and Reginald
Fair
gotten
this
at
time.
this point?
Well, you can make your full movement speed at half speed if you want to keep stealthy, or you can dash while stealthy to use your action for that. Well, you use your bonus action. Or you can, go at full speed. What direction are you going?
I assume we'd be going up here-ish.
I would assume that I would be standing here at this point.
And eventually you just dodge perfectly fine out of that other one. You're like, oh, my shoulder! No, not this time.
Sir Elemental, can you please stop that rumbling? It is hard to walk already. It's been a long journey. And I've come to treat with you peacefully.
You foul, defiling, divine creatures. We share no love, no brothership. Have you brought a peace? Last warning.
An elemental piece, you mean? An artifact? Can you not sense it on me? I look around to see if I can sense where the voice is coming from.
Make a perception check, looking around, trying to perceive the sound or presence of something. Looking around, it is weird because whenever this voice speaks, it seems to be bouncing through all of this horseshoe-like mountainous shape. It is hard to tell exactly where the sound originates from, mostly because it's also primordial, so it is just this rumbling sound.
Okay.
The spinning rocks around the portal begin to accelerate. You gather that you may only have one attempt at persuading this entity that your divine presence is not a threat to it. And Reginald and Paluna, you can make one more movement.
Look, if you tell me what pieces you're looking for, maybe I could help you. I am good at finding things. I just need to know what those things are.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage, as you carry the essence of its nemesis. If a disembodied voice could give you a sense of disappointment, that's probably what you feel from the rumbling echoing throughout. And as the rocks keep spinning, they fire off one more piece at you. Make another dexterity saving throw. And with that, we will also go into...
Nice.
Neo dodges the rock.
After being hit
Rocks-
twice in the shoulder, I'm prepared now.
The rocks are not hard to dodge because it's very obvious where they're coming from. They just launch with a force that is terrifying. We're gonna go into initiative order because now something might have detected approaching presence.
No.
What?
that's
It
not
found us
possible.
when we got next to it? Impossible.
So, yeah. So let's see.
No, I rolled over to him in the next. My duty.
So I'm just gonna pull out a few things here, mostly my cocker.
Huh?
Huh?
Same.
Dude's about to pull out 5 dudes, and we're just gonna have it in for us.
So that's that.
It's
I'm gonna
Coco's
pull up-
black.
Huh?
Nani?
On the turn order.
Since when? Hold on, I gotta look. Holy shit! I didn't eat that much chicken. Oh,
Wow.
Fuck is wrong with you?
so anything?
You're part of this group.
Yep.
All right, I need to see if I can get as cute as I think I can get.
Oh, what?
Baluna puts on like cat ears.
Ironically, it has the lowest initiative, which makes sense for what it is. Because Paluna, as you approach this spinning thing in the middle, you notice that the rock surface of the inner horseshoe, a face begins to take form. And you realize the entire horseshoe is what has been speaking this entire time. You're
Oh.
speaking to a rock, a mountain, or what used to be a mountain. So that's it. Lord Reginald, you're currently in stealth, still slightly shaded by the Pass Without Trace from Peluna. And you're the first to go. So, how do you want to do this? No.
Huh?
Yeah, that was it. Comment so.
Well, I will bonus action start the blade song.
All right. So as
So
you
you see
begin,
these two
Hmm.
spectral blade spear alongside me. I grab my rapier and I think I can. Is the like the ball of lightning or something or whatever was it?
is this spinning
The sphere?
sphere of light with an object
Yeah.
inside of it that spins along with it.
Is that like in the middle of the thing?
That's in the middle of the thing, yeah.
Okay, so I should make it since I can move 40 feet. So I just start sprinting towards it and try to make like an attack on
So
it.
just before you do this, I just want to clarify that the spinning orbs or rocks are spinning like if you would run into it, you would be pelted by a rock or two running through as they're like spinning at high speed.
Okay, can I like slide underneath them or?
Sure, you
there
can
a
make an
way-
acrobatics check to see if
Or is there like a opening above them?
I mean, if you can jump about, what, 6-7 feet tall, sure. They're like at a 3 feet height, so just would hit your stomach. So if you can like clear that, or you can like do some height jump maneuver where you bend your back and land on your shoulders and break your back. That's up to you how you want to do this.
I'll see if I can do like a running slide underneath them, you know, like Mission Impossible style, like
A baseball,
sliding underneath the door that's closing, you know, like.
Oh, nice. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, an acrobatics check.
Sure. So 15.
Yeah. They're not sentient, so they're not curving downwards to try and hit you. They seem to very much be controlled whatever this entity is. So you manage to slide underneath. You know, finding yourself in front of this sphere. There's about.
Oh, I actually
one-
have advantage on that, so let me try that.
Okay, and that's 20.
okay,
Are you okay?
Yeah, I was
You-
seeing if I can do it with more flair, you know.
Yeah, you just stab your rapier into one of the rocks and lift yourself over, and yeah. You manage to slide under, and you're standing in the center of this very weird portal-like structure that resembles a town portal thing, but the energy seems to be emanating from above it, from this 1 foot wide sphere with this object that seems to be, now that you're closer to it, it seems to be like a small rod with inscriptions on it. And it has a very jagged shape to it, as if it is a piece of rock itself.
Okay, I'm just gonna try and make 2 attacks against it. And I'll do the slash of conception on the weapon.
All right.
Yeah.
So use your fancy new attack on it. Go ahead and make an attack
Yes.
roll.
Okay, that is this. That's a natural 20.
All right. So as you
Yeah.
hit the object in the sphere, your rapier glides straight through whatever this round thing is. It hits the object in the middle and just knocks it out of the spear and sends it clanging across the ground.
Okay, do I roll damage or?
Nope. The energy just dissipates. The object is now
The
lying
spinning
on the
rocks, you mean? Or?
The spinning rocks are still circulating. It seems to be upheld by whatever entity is overlooking this area.
Oh, yeah.
But whatever energy was accumulating and sending these things through and pulling the essences back seems to have stopped. And the rod was knocked out of it. Whatever seems to be fueling this as some kind of conduit.
Okay. I mean,
You
Nice.
realize
the
it was
rod
not.
land?
The rod just was sent scattered across the ground, seemingly intact, not having taken any direct damage from this attack.
But like, is it in here? Did he knock it
Oh,
out here?
Well, ironically, with that force, it was sent quite a bit out of the portal area in towards that direction. But you soon come to realize there was nothing protecting it aside from this circulating rock formation.
Yeah, well, at least they won't be able to summon some elementals here, probably.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. I'll roll a d6. Oh, I roll a 6. Wait, how does that work with my thing? Because I don't have 6 level spells.
Well, then you just accumulate the highest.
Okay, yeah, so I can do a free level 5 spell then next turn.
Yep.
Seems pretty good.
Which seems to be weird, because you know that the energy comes from a vampiric entity, but it's like you siphon the magic essence within whatever you chopped into.
Cool. I mean, doesn't seem like there's anything else to attack, so I'll just save my second attack. Oh, actually, I'll just cast a firebolt because I can do a cantrip. Doesn't need to be a melee attack. So yeah, that should be able
Does your
to
extra
hit.
attack not have to be a melee attack?
Nope, it's a cantrip.
Oh. Oh, so that's the spell song thing?
Yeah, moreover, you can cast one of your cantrips in place of one of those attacks.
Nice.
So it can be arranged, but...
Hell yeah.
So I'll cast a
a
firebolt at the big rock face, I guess.
I respect that.
Yeah. That's a 23.
That hits.
That is... okay, 16 points of fire
Max damage?
No.
No,
Oh,
it's
right,
D10.
you're 2d10. Right, okay.
That's still
Yes,
pretty
you-
good.
Still pretty fucking good. The fire hits the rock and seems to just scatter off, not leaving a
Yeah,
fairly impactful strike.
I figured, but hey,
Hey. it's
gotta
fun
do
still.
something with it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright,
That's my turn.
that's your turn. Layer action. The rumbling intensifies. And I'm gonna need you all to make a constitution saving throw as the rumbling turns into a loud screech that nearly pierces your eardrums, as if 2 rock pieces have been grinded against each other at a rapid pace.
I swear to God, you are finding ways to make sure I don't get these dex saves, aren't you?
24.
Oh,
16.
What the fuck?
fuck the what? Hello? That's crazy. So, Reginald, you succeed. Paluna, you barely succeed. And Valentina, you fail. You have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws until the end of your next turn.
Actually, I have. I forgot I have advantage.
That's only in concentration checks.
No,
Are you sure? Warcaster is only concentration.
but resilient should give me.
That gives you your proficiency bonus.
You gain.
That's why
You gain proficiency in saving throws using the chosen ability.
Yeah, it's not advantage.
Yeah. It's not
That's why you
advantage.
have
Oh,
+7. But nice try. Nice try.
Okay.
Just find an artifact that gives you
How much damage
advantage
do I
and
take?
everything. You don't take anything. You have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
Okay.
I can deal with that.
All right. Valentina,
Yeah.
you're up. Are you still trying to negotiate with the rock surface?
No,
No?
that's very far away. And I have 15 movement.
Damn.
I will walk 1, 2, 3, and and hopefully I can cast something that has that much range. Let's see, 60 feet. That is not enough. We need 95, right? Yeah. Hold on, I'm sure I have something.
Guiding Bolt is 120, I believe.
Yep. Where is it? True, that's true.
Dum, dum,
23.
da-dum.
23 hits.
Oh, I should have cast it at a higher level. But here we are.
13 points of radiant damage. And as the radiant damage or radiant bolt hits, where you normally just see a small creature light up, you notice that the entire horseshoe formation, including the outer horseshoe, begins to light up, signifying that any part of this creature can be hit to gain advantage on your next attack.
Okay. As a bonus action, I will summon my weapon, which I believe I can. How was it again? Can I summon it anywhere or just?
You can summon the
60
weapon within its range.
Okay, yeah. So right there.
But you need to use your next bonus action to move it.
Wait, where did it go?
I don't know. Put it in your pocket.
I can't place it.
I see it appearing for like a brief moment and then
Yeah.
disappears.
Weird.
Did you?
How
That is very weird.
strange.
There's something strange. What if I place it down for you? Let's see. Where are you? No, I'm so sorry. Nope. Something is wrong with your.
Yeah.
You think it might have bugged out. Interesting.
Can I place something else there?
You can just use your Guardian of Faith. See if that works.
Just going through all the things now.
Interesting.
doesn't
All your
work.
tokens are bugged.
Oh,
I mean,
I
I
can't
can-
do mine either.
I can summon mine.
That's weird. Okay, can we just use
Huh.
that one then? There?
Hey, who's this?
You have a zombie down. You can use that. Yeah.
Wait, I'm not controlling that one. What's the one with the hood?
That's mine.
Can you be my spiritual weapon?
Sure. It is your spiritual weapon. Where's it summoned?
There.
Ping it for me.
Wait, how do I ping? Yeah, there.
Hold down
there.
left click.
Okay, great. That's the end of my turn.
That's the end of your turn. All right. Paluna, you sneaky bastard. What are you up to?
Where exactly was that, like, staff dropped?
I would say around here.
I will use my exclusive bonus action to dash,
All right.
like my movement exclusive one, and then pick it up
You run through
and put
the
it in my.
thing,
Did you?
No,
did you
around
run
it.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
That's fair.
No, it's like what's it called? It's. Meh, meh.
So it's like a rod. It's about 1 feet long, slightly shorter than 1 feet long, and it's rocky with inscriptions on it.
Paluna is just going to like use his action to open up his trunk and put it in and close it again.
Yoink! Okay.
Yep, that is exactly what's happening.
That's a solid yoink move. Noted.
Am I still in stealth on this, or would you rule that that's maybe a little egregious?
When you dash, I would say you broke stealth. You saw the rod and you're like, I gotta stop that from happening again. Running across the battlefield. Because normally stealthing is like half movement speed. So you would have to.
And I assume that's my quote-unquote action, right? To put it in the thing.
I mean
That smells like an action.
picking it up is like free action, but if you want to do anything else with the object,
Like,
I could argue that it's a
I'm-
bonus
I'm-
action for you.
I'm
but
opening my trunk, picking it up, putting it in the trunk, pulling my arm out, and
I mean,
closing it again.
if you're gonna argue
right.
for not having a turn, I'm down for that. That's
Yeah,
fine with
because
me.
like what I'm going to do is ask you then subsequently if I can just hide action over here.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
I just want to clarify that when I said the entire creature lit up when it was hit with the guiding bolt, that includes that rocking part as well.
Luna knows this.
I like
He
how
is
I
not
just
afraid
see
to try it.
Poluna shooting across the field. Meanwhile, I'm just slowly walking towards
Yeah.
there.
You see him just go yoink across the field, put the thing away, and then
So
leave.
fast.
But
Meanwhile, I
you
was
know
like,
the
ah,
story.
what's the time?
You know the story about the turtle and the hare, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I the turtle?
Ah, that's a bit generous. You're the slightly handicapped turtle.
I'll win in the end, Poluna. One steady
Alright.
wins the race.
So that's the end of your turn, Paluna. You're feeling fairly hidden. Noted.
Yep.
It is now the Rock Surfer's turn. The moment his turn starts, to the two nearest creatures, two pieces of itself dislodges and hovers over next to you. While it doesn't impact immediately, it is slowly falling towards you guys. Next to Reginald. What? What? I can't put down pieces either?
What?
Are you on the maybe it's a layer thing? Or...
Oh, there's something wrong
Maybe you
with the
need
website.
to close out of Roll20 and open it back up.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now because I tested this before the encounter began and it was working fine.
Right, guys, this is where we move all our characters into better position while he's looking away.
Hold up. It would be brilliant if Roll20 just broke now. Because I need you guys to have this visual clarification, otherwise you will not survive the mechanic that I have put up.
Well, I don't see anything, so...
I see, like, the unfinished sprite of my warlock.
The
That is
entire
it.
map is gone for me.
What?
I just see a health bar and I see the spiritual weapon.
I think the health bars is the like zombies I tried to put down, and that's all that's showing. For some
I
reason.
think, unironically, I think Roll20 is broken right now. I shit you not.
What happens if I reload?
I just
This is
tried to
what I'm
remove
seeing
it.
at the moment, and that's after giving it like 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
What
And
the
I shut down
fuck?
my entire browser.
That's not good.
Oh, I just reloaded and I have like the most pixeled version of this.
Well, you zoom out.
Oh,
and then
man.
it's good. Just zoom out a bit.
No. I mean, like, truly, we are talking pixels.
Wait, you can see
Like-
something? That's better than me.
I have grains.
Yeah, and then you zoom out and it sharpens.
The weird thing is
I've
that
had that happen quite a bit.
No?
whenever I
Uh,
load in, I see
zoom
all of the
in.
tokens Valentina put down. For a
All
brief
right,
moment.
Try closing. All right, suggestion for everyone.
Yeah.
Since the
I-
thing saves the state we're in, try closing your browsers. All
I
of
did
us.
that.
All of us.
Alright.
Everybody leave.
Oh, so at the
Okay.
same time we all leave the
I
lobby?
mean, I don't think that...
It's worth a try.
I don't think it'll work either,
Hmm.
but it's worth a try. All right, we all out?
I'm out.
I'm out.
All right,
that should not...
Mickey, go in.
Oh, you want me to go in first? Okay.
Too late.
It's your game.
So too late? Oren, Opa. Not Yusuf.
Yeah, it's just bugged.
Well, shit.
Well,
I just see like white squares for a bit and then it disappears.
yeah. It's all the tokens that we put down trying to get Valentina's spiritual weapon to work.
I think Roll20 is legitimately borked right now.
Well,
Yeah.
how does the map looks normal to me, other than the little
What?
squares?
I have acquired the Mickey.
We just see
I
blackness.
You
Just
really?
move around.
Yeah, I can move
Yeah.
around too and see the map.
But
and
if the
everything.
DM doesn't see it, then yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's a problem.
All right, so I'm
I
gonna
can-
need one of you to log in as a DM, and I'm gonna need you to narrate this entire fight for the stream. Okay, it's very important.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's a bit of a problem, Mickey.
Give me a moment. Give me a moment.
I'll refresh. Like
Maybe
10
move
seconds.
us to a different map and then back.
Oh.
That was going to be my next suggestion. That or logging in on a different browser. Are you guys using Chrome, Firefox,
Firefox.
Edge?
Firefox.
Opera GX.
Just put us on a different map. For,
Okay. So can you see this backdrop?
Yeah.
I can't.
I
What?
can't.
Wait, really?
It's
Well,
just
how
like
come me and
I-
Opera can?
Give me a moment.
Well,
Try using another browser.
oh, that's more widescreen.
okay, a different browser. Okay, we're going to Chrome. It was a joke when I said we're doing troubleshooting live. I can't do that. Help.
You jinxed it.
I jinxed it. It's my fault. Wait, are we pretending I can remember my login? That I haven't used like auto remember for the past year?
Yep.
You. Leave there, launch on Edge. Because that is a Chromium based browser.
Did I remember? No, I didn't remember in the first try. Is this my login? I don't. Is it?
That did not solve any issues.
Oh,
But Opal, what browser did you say you were using?
I'm using Firefox.
So we're
yeah, I'm using
Using-
Firefox as well.
and I'm using a different one, but me and Opa can see the map. That's weird.
I can't even log into
yeah.
the website on Chrome. I'm loading infinitely.
I
Maybe
Roll20
it's
might be
Roll
getting
20
hit by-
is Yeah.
yeah, it might be getting hit by DDoS or it might just have a outage. I don't think I would not encourage us to do a fight without
It doesn't work.
the map.
Well, you want to take it like fear of mind? Okay, so basically, things happen, rocks fall, the party dies, roll nothing.
What?
At least the way I understand it, you're setting up for a fight that requires us to be somewhat aware of
Surroundings.
position of big angry rocks and surroundings.
Yeah.
Those are tough to do properly in Theater of the Mind.
Yes, they are. It's basically the boss will drop a rock and then the rock will tilt to a side, and you guys have to navigate and relate it to maybe dexterity saving throws and movement speed.
This man is making us do Final Fantasy mechanics.
That was low-key the intention of this boss fight, yes. So now you go and play a Final Fantasy boss fight with a blindfold.
Yeah, we can do that definitely.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
We should be able to do.
Right, Opa?
What was it? 3S?
The honeybee. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, honeybee.
just run in
Hell
circles.
no.
The queen
Oh,
bee,
poor Opa
honeybee.
has PTSD after raid leading. I'm
Yes.
sorry, Opa. I'm so sorry.
I have to fucking lead a bunch of idiots through some fights. No, thank you.
We tried to be good idiots, though.
We are the
It
idiots.
was fun. It was fun. It was fun.
Until it wasn't.
Exactly.
Mm-mm. So, what are you guys doing in the downtime? Are we are you guys doing push-ups? Me boss fight while the boss is like, hold up, something's wrong. You guys take a breather.
Is the boss fixing this? The boss is like,
Yeah.
hold up, I'll fix this.
Yeah, I'll fix this. Suddenly the
You
sun
did too
disappeared.
many
He's like,
thumps. You
thum, thum.
yeah, you destroyed it.
Reginald is doing sit-ups, and Valentina is praying, hoping to see her god in the middle of the fight, and Paluna is making shadow puppets. I don't know how this works.
Can I summon my Bloodmare horse to walk, to ride it into battle? It'll be faster than me walking in.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I like that this whole issue starts out with, haha, Valentina can't put down her spiritual weapon. Let's use something else. Mickey's like, let's put down a token for the... Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, nay.
Oh, nej. You know, I had hoped you guys would send in someone else who wasn't divine infected, so perhaps you could have had a conversation or something. But...
I mean,
I was the only one who
Well, how are
got
we supposed to know that?
I didn't know.
you could have
no.
cast tongues on someone else.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know this mountain would be like racist against divine people.
It is literally a war between the elementals and the divine.
I was about to say, we've got a lot of context clues for that one.
Okay, fair. I still didn't think about it though.
You know what?
Fair enough.
Fair enough. I mean, there
Not
will
playing
be.
a high-end character, that's the thing that happens.
I did have a failsafe, so don't worry. I was praying when Reginald did that move, like, please don't roll something that will. And then he rolls that to him, like, oh no. Well, at least you got something out of it using your special sword move. So,
Yeah,
now-
I have an extra spell slot.
So there is a graphics option called debug broken images. Let's see what this does. Ah!
Are you seeing into the fourth dimension? Are you seeing all my hidden things?
No, I think.
So the debugger is debugged. Or debugging.
No, it's doing its thing. It's just fucking hilarious.
Huh?
What the hell is going on?
What the fuck?
So that's a battle map, and those are tokens. Can you guys keep track of who's who?
How is this so funny? I need to see this.
This chat, this is the
You need
battle
to.
map we're working with.
That's the battle map.
That's
I look distinctly displeased. Don't know about you guys.
What the hell?
All right,
That-
so most of the map objects are bugged.
Except
Try
for the
going-
fake spiritual weapon, he's fine.
Yeah, except for fucking John Warlock, who didn't get introduced, and is my backup character. But you know,
Oh, wait. Does this
so
mean something?
try-
Do we have to make new characters?
try taking us to a different map, Mickey. See what happens.
you want to see your debug mode in a different map?
Yes,
just-
I want to, because there is an actual image here, right? My empty character sprite is still there.
Oh god, that's so bright.
Yeah, I see a lot of doors.
Yeah, I see the doors. Can you open it?
Open it, no.
So all the interactivity is fine. It's just all the icons are just
Hey,
broke.
Upa got on the map. But now the
Yeah, but
there's
everything's
no map.
black.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright,
Yeah,
try
and you can't
going
put
back to
tokens
the
down.
previous thing.
Right, you any idea how many folders I have to navigate through for this?
I mean, you're the DM. You know all these things, right?
Excuse me.
Oh yeah.
That
Well,
was
this
just
is
me.
why-
Yeah.
Okay,
Bless
so
you.
report a bug.
Everything is
technical
black. No, can't say that. Everything is not the right color. No, can't say that.
Can I put
Everything is.
myself on the map? Yeah, I can.
There's two Reginalds on the map.
Yeah,
For me, you just
But that
appears a
works.
white dot and then you just.
but I can't put my other. Hey, now I'm gone. Someone
Hey.
deleted me.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Oh,
Why
well,
did you delete me?
we're gone, but Upa's back.
Yeah, I just put myself. back.
Oh.
Why do stars suddenly appear
All right.
every time you are near?
Well,
I mean, it asks me if this is cosmetic, minor disruption, major destruction, or game breaking.
I would classify
All
this
of
as game
the
breaking.
above. Yeah.
I mean, I assume it's just an outage on their database.
Yeah.
Has to be because so many people affected at the exact same time. It's not like. Yeah, it's failing to fetch data.
Have you used up all your memory or something on the website? I know there's a limit for that.
That's silly. Why would I gotta check? No, I should be fine. I have a super. I have.
Your
Yes.
soup?
I have soup.
Nice.
I should have plenty. Oh yeah, I've spent like 40%.
Oh, okay.
I'm fine.
At least then that's not the issue.
And most of the
Just
memory
writing
is just.
up a quick bug report, then we're gonna take a screenshot. Namana. Manamana.
Ding, ding, doo, doo, doo. And
Maybe this
ironic-
is just a case of hope it goes away.
I mean, it will
Yeah,
go
even
away
when I
eventually.
drag Poluna onto the thing, it just is bugged.
I can see your character.
Yeah, no, but only the default sprite for fucking John Inkpen, aka John Warlock, is still working.
Oh, okay. So Valentina is working, but my spiritual weapon is not. That's weird.
Boop. Boop. And then we go into that file, and then we put it into the sending spot. Drag and drop file, bug report. Ba-da-ba-da. Yeah, and press send. What, did I miss something? Bug location can't be blank. Oh, yeah, layers. No, I still need help. Right, so there we go. Yeah, it's submitted now, so maybe it's fixed, maybe it's not, maybe it's just a temporary outage, who the fuck knows? I hope that does not somehow corrupt all the assets you uploaded though, Mickey, that would fucking suck.
I mean, the best way to tell is anyone currently in another campaign. Can you log into that and see if you can do things in that?
Oh shit, good idea. Yeah, let me hit up one of the other campaigns I've played.
I mean, I don't want to infuse myself with despair and.
My old Skulls and Shackles campaign I ran. Restore game. Yeah. Next. Right, go to Reg of the Brine Banshee. Oh, well that still works.
What?
Despair.
Oh, no, it does not. Oh,
Okay, that's a relief then.
You gave me a heart attack for a brief moment. I was about to say we're starting a whole new campaign. We are
this is
scrapping.
so pixelated. Holy shit. Wow, alright, that's right. God, I remember we had a mage back then also called Archibald from a campaign like 8 years ago.
Hmm.
Jesus.
And how did that go?
I mean, it died out after I had like my finals and whatnot. I had to go for a year for writing my masters. So,
You know, that's fair.
and then they moved on and were like, yeah, we were international friends, so it sort of drifted apart. Well, I can confirm that just either it is complete and utter pixel spaghetti, or it's yeah,
The void.
the void. Conclusion:
Well-
Roll20 worked.
Yeah, I mean that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Guess
So
we
we can-
just call it then and have an early session, or
I mean,
Hopefully
if-
next
Picking
time
up
it's
at
better.
the start of the boss fight. Basically.
I guess. If you guys want
I
to do
don't
that.
know. Your call. It's kind of hard to play like this. No?
Yeah.
I mean, depending on how long it drags out, I don't want to end the session in the middle of a fight either, because that's going to take away every dynamic event and all that. So
Hmm.
Well, you can't see the
down.
map, no?
no, but like we could say it, sit here and hope that it comes out in 10 minutes. Then we can probably do the encounter before we end the session.
Oh,
Even if
like
it
that.
drags out like 10, 20 minutes. But we sit here for 30 minutes, then we will have to end in the middle of the fight, and that would suck.
Yeah.
I have an idea for how we can kill 10 minutes.
All right.
Okay.
All of us should find the days we are on summer holidays or such where we could not play D&D and post them in our chat so we can like make the people's calendar.
Okay, I have posted mine.
Well, yeah, I am off next week, but then no interruptions. That's it.
I mean, I can't take into account sudden events, but I have vacation.
Yeah,
at,
something
like,
probably will come up at some
yeah.
point.
I have like no vacation till August, and then I have 3 weeks of vacation, and there's nothing planned in those 3 weeks aside from intense fapping. So
Nice.
yeah,
Good stuff.
gotta wear that sucker down. What? Huh? Oh right, we're
What?
streaming.
Huh?
Huh? I mean, yes. Yeah, work. Haha.
I have nothing. I will be here every
basically,
week
Oren-
Now I
waiting to
did-
play D&D.
Too bad.
Oren, we're just looking at your
Wow.
calendar, basically.
I posted in our group chat as well. What? I just feel bad now.
Oh no.
It was
Oh
Yeah,
indeed
you
all my
should. You should feel, man.
no!
Wow. That's like all of next
Also,
month.
July 4th is not a day we're playing, so
Oh, will you be there for July 3rd?
All right, July 4th is a Friday.
yeah. So it's fine. You can be off.
Oh, July 3rd. Damn it.
Oh,
You fixed
yeah.
it.
Mm.
Right. So basically, all of July,
I mean-
no D&D.
Yeah.
Uh,
Pretty much.
Opa, we need your thing.
What? Oh, that thing.
Yeah, you need to unzip
Unzip my
your
massive,
thing.
massive cocker.
Yeah.
What?
Mm.
Okay, wait. We had 2 weeks ago we had D&D, and then not last week and today, and then not next
Right.
week, and then not 3rd, but then on the 10th, and then not 17th, and not 24th.
Holy moly.
Wait, shit.
It's nearly it's almost 5 weeks in a row, except from the middle week.
On,
Oh, no.
Yeah,
so July
So-
10th will be our next session?
in 3 weeks.
so what I will do is I will what to call
And then 3 weeks later we have the next session.
But or is this any cases where it's like, oh, I can't do this Thursday, but I can do this Wednesday or this Friday instead, or is it something like that?
You can hear the
Okay.
desperation rising. I need
No,
No, but
like,
it's a
I'm
good
just
question,
asking.
like,
If
yeah.
not, then it's fine. Like
So-
you have plans.
Uh, for
It's totally
my-
fine.
for July 4th. That is
Third.
the day I am going to
Away.
my family residence in Vejle for Landsstævnet, like a big
Oh,
gymnastics
right,
thing.
right.
that's
Yeah,
happening.
GG. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have family that's part of creating it. So it is possible. There is a slight possibility that I'm able to say, oh, if you guys have some kind of, unless there's like a zany dinner plan that day, which I don't think there is, I'll be able to say, oh, I'm doing this today, but then I'll be busy for the rest of the week. So the Wednesday before might be a possibility, like July 2nd. That being said, the other
Or
two
Tu-
are
or
like
Tuesday, or
whole
the
week.
first.
Yeah, the first and the second absolutely doable.
Cool.
Yeah. Yes. And for the whole 17th deck, from the 14th to the basically that entire week I'm like at doing a thing at the place with a thing called Geek Week.
Oh, that's your
Doing a thing
week of
at the
D&D.
place.
Yeah, it's basically D&D week
Oh.
and board game week with some
Oh.
friends and IRL
So
people.
you're betting in us for other D&D?
Wow, imagine having friends.
You're
That's
playing
crazy.
different campaign.
Yeah, true.
That's actually fucked up.
Why did you not invite
It'll
us?
probably just be one shots. I mean, you,
Hmm.
what's it called? Registration's closed. It's about 2,000 DKK,
Oh, yeah, okay. Sure.
and it's on Præstø
Oh, fuck
in
that.
Denmark. Yeah, I knew that last one would be the deal breaker. Then, the week after that, I'm pretty sure the weekend after is safe. So like July 25th and July 26th and July 27th. I'll have to coordinate because I'm going to be helping someone build a house full time that weekend as some holiday activity. Well, not weekend, that week.
Why do you have such an active life outside of your computer? That seems unhealthy. You should get that checked.
Yeah, I should just ditch the job, go complete broke unemployed status.
Yeah.
No.
What? You're Danish. That's like half your online stick is to be broke so you can play computer all the time. That's what
Look,
Danish
I have
people
to
are
go
known
to
for.
the World Championship and half marathons in a couple of months due to September. So, no, I have to lead an active life. Also, not
Ew.
Copenhagen Half Marathon, but it's the same thing this year.
I will allow it. I mean, oh, no, wait, roll persuasion check. No, wait, the website is down. Never mind.
No, you can still roll on the website for what it's worth. It's
okay.
just the UI that's died screaming.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Well, sorry about like my holiday plans.
How dare you have a life? I will not accept
How dare
this.
I?
It is what
Oh,
it
yeah.
is.
Well,
Yeah,
at least I'm
wait,
looking...
hold.
It's
the
not
background
working.
map
I just
is back.
refreshed.
Yeah,
ba-
still can put tokens on.
The tokens are still displeased.
Mine is still black.
Background map's back.
Oh, I can place my spiritual weapon.
And I repeat,
Yeah?
mine is still black.
Um,
Don't worry about it.
Why can you do that, but I can't put down my big B hand?
Try refreshing,
Guess it's not
and
that
maybe
handy.
it will just break. Okay, I have I have the map, but then I have just so many smileys of just angry smileys.
This has to be riveting content for the stream to look at.
yes, absolutely. Right.
I
Casper?
remember
I mean, the worst part is on the stream, it actually just looks like the goddamn map, but for the rest of us, it is just smoil.
This is the enemy we're fighting, chat. It is a face in a rock or a mountain. Or...
So it's a big rock.
Oh, he has a
I mean,
face.
for me, it's a 3x3 of faces in a rock.
He is very angry at me because I'm divine and he's dirty, probably. And
Oh, I heard that.
that's why we're fighting.
Shake my head,
Unfortunately, the website is not having it today.
Why do stars fuck off?
The face of the mountain
Well-
sleeper. Yeah. Yep.
I've exhausted my bag of technical tricks and ideas. So,
Well, at least you tried, and that's appreciative. And I appreciate you guys hanging in there. And I guess we'll just have to wait until the 10th. Unless Oren.
Oh, we could
fixes
play next week weekend.
Mm-hmm,
We haven't talked about that. I just can't do Thursday, but I'm back home on Friday. I think.
Weekend.
I'm not much for using weekends. I have other obligations.
Look who's talking now, huh?
Well,
I
mean,
am hosting some Canadians that are gonna be coming over for that weekend.
Canadians?
So random.
You heard that correctly. That would be my aunt and her husband.
Ah.
No, not my aunt. My
I mean,
mom's cousin.
I've always said that the Canadians are the Danish version of Americans, and I guess you just proved that. So thank you. That's...
I mean, it might be possible during the Sunday, like Sunday evening.
Let's stick to a normal work day. That is easier for me to manage.
Are you gone during the week, Opa?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Do Monday.
We could do Monday because technically I don't have much to prepare for because we're doing this. So it wouldn't be a bother that the preparation period is that short. It should be fine. I'm down for
Fine with
Monday.
me.
Wait, repeat that date again.
Monday.
This Monday.
Opening work calendar.
Did I get that right? Word calendar?
Yeah, I'm free on Monday.
Oh, cool. Nice.
I just
Eh,
there is an infinitesimal chance of like a bullshit hang up because I have a thing, an issue that I'm trying to put ahead of some of the directors of taxes, and I'm gonna get some feedback on Monday, and I don't know how much do shit now might be happening there, and theoretically, my boss can order me once or twice every quarter to pull overtime.
Ah.
Hasn't happened yet, and probably won't happen. But this is one of those situations where it actually could happen. But let's aim for Monday.
Any objections? Opa, Seth?
And no, that would be fine with me.
Hold on, I'm getting up my chair. Objection! For all the ones who
Objection.
got that reference.
Yeah.
And then the week after as well, Oren said he was available Tuesday and Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
So let's do Monday. Then we can crack one in before Opa leaves. And we don't see each other for half a year.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna feel like.
Sad.
Well, now I have no excuse to show up unprepared for the next session, I guess.
Let's hope it works by then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's hope it works then. Well, thank you for the rather short session, but what can you do about technical difficulties?
Yes.
I will see you guys on Monday then for the next session, and I'll totally remember it, so please definitely do not spam the D&D chat leading up to the day, because I definitely will remember.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Sounds good.
I'll see you guys the next time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Peace.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for designing this whole encounter and being ready with it. But
Alright, see ya.
totals.
Alright, chat. Short session today. Unfortunately, technical issues. So what can you do? Not much. We will attempt to resume this on Monday. Oh, Vulcan, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Alright. Alright, see you next time.